Morning.
Good morning.
How are you? How are you this morning? How are you, Bex?
I'm all right, actually.
Good.
Yeah, feeling really chipper.
Chipper, there's a word. Well, we hope you're feeling good at home. We've got a lovely show, actually. 3 hours of fantastic plants. We've actually got a little bit of a focus on roses, actually, haven't we?
We have indeed, but we've got 3 sort of different types. So we've got a few collections where you can get multi-packs, so 5 packs.
Which
we've
are
got
really
bare
good.
roots, and we've got potted roses. Oh, and I forgot, we've actually got the standard rose collection as
So
well.
something for everybody and amazing prices, like seriously good prices. Some of the collection, it works out less than £3 for a bare root rose.
That's crazy,
which is
isn't it?
incredible. We have also got some fantastic autumn and winter bedding for you. We've got some great deals on certain perennials like the hydrangea over there. And the Pansy Cool Wave we are doing today, buy one, get 2 absolutely free. Now, we appreciate you may be new to the show. If you are,
and welcome.
Yes. I'm Shaun. My name's Shaun Ryan.
I'm Bex Edwards. Hello.
The person you don't see, but he's there pressing all the buttons, is our lovely Stu. We call him Shedman.
That's quite a good name. I like that.
It is, Shedman.
Yeah.
So Stu does all that. And actually, what would be nice, we would love to hear from you. So if you've got any questions, any comments, you can actually email the Potting Shed, ygtv@yougarden.com. You can join in the live chat. There's a live chat that always goes on Facebook and YouTube. So, we'd love it if you'd be part of our garden community today.
Alison's already emailed, so Alison, thank you. We will be taking a look at your photos very soon.
You see, now I want to see it. Now, also, very important, we have a few little messages to share with you. First of all, if you spend over £40 with us today, you will get free delivery. So that's all orders over £40. If you don't spend £40, you might think, oh, I'd love to, but I can only afford to spend £15, £20 today. We always cap the postage at £6.99 per order, so you never pay more than that. There's also a special code that comes on the screen. Today's is YGTV 4524. Well remembered, did you see that, Bex?
Well done.
And see, this old brain's still ticking along nicely. But you do always need to use that code, because what it does, it unlocks any of the amazing promotions. So the buy one, get 2 free, buy one, get 1 free, all the good stuff. But also, with every single separate order today, you will get a free gift. We always like to give you a free gift, and it's the Ultimate Rose Bloom Booster. Now, when you get a dog or a cat at Christmas, we always say,
it's not just for Christmas, it's for life.
It's for life.
It's for life. Okay. I was wondering where we was going with that.
Yeah, well, I'm not actually sure where I'm going with this. But this isn't just for roses.
No, absolutely not. So it's a natural, organic feed. It's high in all your NPK, trace elements, everything that your roses are going to need. But you can use this on shrubs and, all the other perennial plants in your garden.
And it has got mycorrhizal in there, which is brilliant at developing the roots. So we do sell mycorrhizal, but it's in there as well. So it is, look, it's just a fantastic product when you are, say, wanting to feed your shrubs and your plants in your garden, but also when you are planting them for the very first time. And that is free with that off code YGTV 4524. But we are going to start with our deal of the week, which is something you bought
3 years ago.
Oh, it's as long as that.
I think it might be now, or maybe 2.5. A few years for sure, yeah, absolutely. And it's a great deal because you're going to get 4 standard roses here, 4 different colours as well. And standard is the amazing shape that you get from these. So each one of these has been grafted. Let's not play down that process because that grafting process is incredibly, difficult, isn't it?
The skill job.
But it's been grafted onto this lovely straight stem, which means you're always going to have a beautiful, tall plant, and then this fills out. I know it doesn't look like very much at the moment, but trust me, in its first year, you will be amazed at how much foliage and how many flowers you get. This is mine in its first year, and I planted them, I'm sure it was right at the beginning of the year. I'm sure it was around January, February time I got mine, and I believe that video was done in about June.
I mean, incredible.
So that is what you will get in the first year, or something similar at least.
And it does give you such a, as you said, a lovely shape. But I mean, this particular variety, you you get hundreds of roses.
Exactly, yeah, you get these lovely clusters. They're small, but you get so many of them that they really are impressive. And on that plant there, you can see how many clusters of roses you've got, but look at how many buds are waiting to come out. And it just keeps doing it right the way through the summer, all the way through. And they're such low maintenance. A little bit of deadheading, once the flowers start to fade, just snip those away, and it encourages even more of those to come through.
I mean, they're just amazing. My mum's had hers for many, many years. So it is a deal of the week. For this week, you're getting it for $34.99, normally the best part of £80. And if you're one of our club members, then you will get your 10% discount. If you're not a club member, by the way, join today. And it's £5 for the entire year. On auto renewal, you can cancel at the end of 12 months should you wish, but that will give you a 10% discount even on your first order today. Because I got conned a bit the other day, so I went to clothes, not conned, but I went to clothes shop, and she said, "Oh, are you a member of our so-and-so club?" I was like, "Oh no." "Well, would you like to join?" "Well, I'm a bit busy," and she was really sweet. I went, "Oh, go on then," because you're going to save 10. Was it 10%? I think it was 10% on your order. And so I was like, "Oh, okay," because I was spending 70 quid, and then it was still 70 quid. And she went, "Oh, no, well, it goes on your account and then you can spend it in, you know."
Oh, brilliant.
In like 12 months' time or whatever. You know, I can't remember what she said, but I thought it was an instant. But with us, it is instant.
It is, and it's on your first order as well, which is important.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's really good. A lot better than the clothes store that I became a member of. Right, what other roses have we got then? So...
Well, potted roses, bare root roses, collections, we've got everything for you. That's just a few of them that you can see there. There's a collection, there's a bare root, and there's a potted rose. We've got several different colours available.
And that Glamour collection, by the way, you've got 5 really well-known roses in there. Pascali, Queen Elizabeth Scala, well, it's got Peace.
Peace.
Which one we've forgotten?
Pascali?
I said that one.
Oh. Arthurbell.
Arthurbell, that was it, yes. I forgot. I knew I'd missed one out. Right, we are also doing today buy one, get 2 free on our Pansy Cool Wave.
Which means you're going to get 30.
See, I'm not annoyed, but I got the buy 10, get 10 free a few weeks ago.
Which is still a great deal.
Was.
Great deal.
It was, and I've already got mine planted and they've doubled in size, I would say. But today, buy one, get 2 absolutely free. So that's a big 30 plants for just $13.49 if you are a club member. These are no ordinary pansy. Oh no. Oh no.
They are the best pansy, absolutely. So these are going to trail. I mean, they'll cascade, let's say. Look at the kind of results that you could be getting. Those are the Pansy Cool Waves. Those have been potted and they create such an amazing display. Flowering for up to 10 months of the year. Most people plant them as annuals and that's fine. At this kind of price you can, but actually these are perennial and you can get them to come back each year.
Bex, I think that might need a water.
I think you might be right.
Can I just get in front of it, Stu? I'm just going to come down because it looked a bit more. Yeah,
there's a watering can right behind you, which has got a little bit of water in it.
So don't forget to water your pansies, even in the winter. Yeah, they're a bit dry.
There we go. Give them a little water and they'll perk right back up again. Don't you worry.
There you go.
This is the beautiful thing about pansies. They're really easy to look after. A little bit of water, maybe a tiny bit of feed over the winter, not as much as we would in the summer, a little bit of feed, that'll be great, bit of deadheading, and you will get the most amazing displays.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty impressive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know. So flowering 10 months of the year, as Bex says, you know, just keep deadheading, a little bit of feeding, but they give you massive displays. And I love the fact you can see that they do sort of, we don't say they fully trail, but they definitely do gently cascade and trail.
Yeah, so they work great in hanging baskets, but also in pots. I mean, that kind of display is very realistic to what you could be getting. But if you were to plant these in pots, around the edges of pots, they'll tumble and cascade over the edges, and then maybe you can put something a bit more upright in the centre. That's what I've done with mine. They're around the edge of the pot where I've got my Phoenix Canariensis, and they're just, I mean, they're doing so well, aren't they? Yeah, they're just brilliant.
They're our favourite pansy. They're a brilliant breed. They're so strong. And don't forget, you do not have to just throw them away when the 10 months of flying is up. They die back in July and August when it gets too hot. But all you need to do is chop them back, because they will go a bit leggy by that time. They'll be exhausted. They'll fly. You know, imagine they've just flowered and flowered and flowered. Chop them back, and they will come back in autumn time. But you need to use that code YGTV4524 to get the extra 20 free. And you'll also get your balloon booster, by the way, of course, as well. See, that is worth £4.99. We sell it for £5. And you're getting all those pansies for $13.49. So do the maths. in reality,
It's
getting
an
all them for
amazing deal.
$8.50,
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
really good, isn't
Brilliant.
it? And I know so many of you, you know, we get such a lot of feedback about how good our prices are on YGTV, but they really are. Now, we're going to move on to our wallflowers next. And we both love the colour mix on these, don't we?
Tutti frutti mix.
Yeah, a bit of tutti frutti for you this morning.
I like a bit of tutti frutti.
We do.
You've got these lovely hot colours in here. There's the reds, the yellows, the oranges, some deeper sort of burgundy colours as well.
They're rich, aren't they?
Really rich, yeah. Beautiful colour combination. These have been bred particularly for sort of stronger growth, real improved vigour, longer flowering season as well. So these are going to flower. I mean, there are a couple of flowers on there now, which is unusual, but these will flower for you sort of early springtime, so between March and May, and the fragrance you get from them is incredible as well. So it's not just about colour mix, it's about fragrance.
Yeah. Wallflowers are lovely, and they do quite often self-seed. So what you'll find if you have wallflowers in your garden, quite often the next year you'll suddenly see other ones appearing in random places, and they're called I think, well, the reason why I always think of them as wallflowers is because they can sometimes even grow out of walls. You see them. I mean, my mum's got a lovely stone wall, and she's got some random wallflowers growing out of there, but it's because she planted some in the borders, and they've just, you know, the seeds have spread. So quite often you will get little babies, they will self-seed, but they do give you those amazing displays in the springtime. And of course, you have got all of that lovely green foliage throughout the winter as well. And we're saying, although they do flower in March, you may well get some random flowers now.
Well, we know, don't we? There are lots of things that flower out of season with our British weather.
I know.
We quite like a bit of out of season flowering.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Now, if you love scented plants in your garden, then the next one is an absolute must. It's
Definitely.
the Philadelphus. We know it as the mock orange because this has the most incredible citrus scent. I mean, words can't really describe it.
It's a very sweet citrus scent as well, which is gorgeous. And you get those beautiful pure white flowers on there as well. They're ruffled, they're double, they're really, really pretty, and you definitely want to think about planting these where you're going to enjoy that fragrance as much as possible. They can work gorgeously in borders. They work beautifully. Lovely rich green foliage for those flowers to stand out against, but I think you can even plant these in pots as well, because then you can move them around and really make the most of that fragrance.
And I mean, just check out the price. On our website, they are on offer at $14.99 for 3. But if you buy them today from us, $7.49 or $6.75. That is for 3 of the Philadelphia Snowball. And they are the most beautiful flowers, the most divine fragrance, and fully winter hardy as well. And don't forget, if you're buying anything from us that's fully winter hardy, you'll see it on our website. There's a little kind of like snowflake symbol. That means they are also backed by a lifetime guarantee. So that's amazing when you think about it. If any winter hardy plant dies on you, then we'll replace it for free. All you pay is the postage and packaging.
I'm proud of that, because I don't know anywhere else. I don't know any other garden centre or garden supplier that offers you a lifetime guarantee.
So confession time, I had a Nandina from YouGarden, and it's really hard to kill a Nandina. But it completely dried out, right? Because I didn't pot it in enough time, so it was just stuck by the side of the greenhouse, completely dried out. Lost most of its leaves. I thought I'd killed it. Actually, it's come back. But I could have got that replaced, you know, which is wrong because it was my fault. But anyway, it has survived and it's beautiful right now. But yeah, you do get that lifetime guarantee with all of our fully winter hardy plants. Right, we have got. This is one of the best sellers this week, isn't it? Actually, it's been the best seller for the last 2 weeks.
Well, it's the hydrangea.
Yeah.
I mean, we just need to say hydrangea to you, and that will make you want to get hold of this. We've been talking a lot about the changes of British weather and how actually hydrangeas are really well suited. I mean, this year hydrangeas were amazing because we didn't have the best summer. Let's face it.
We didn't.
And hydrangeas love our British weather.
Yeah, certain plants. Every year's different, but certain plants they looked really poor this year, didn't they? They hated the wet climate, but for the last few years, those wet summers, hydrangeas have love. But there are so many exciting varieties of hydrangeas, and this one is Magical Matterhorn, and it's a stunner, an absolute beauty. I mean, imagine. And by the way, Elaine, if you're watching, just let us know, Elaine, if yours has arrived, because Elaine bought 4 of these
she did
last
for
week.
That lovely area in her garden.
I think it was last Sunday she ordered the 4, but they are only $8.99 each for club members in 3 litre pots. And the colour of the flowers, they kind of start off like a creamy white, but you see a little bit of green in there, maybe even a little hint of pink.
Absolutely. It's a nice compact plant as well. So some hydrangeas can get massive, and that's what we want from them. But these are actually going to stay just that little bit more compact, maybe reaching about 3 feet by 3 feet, sort of 80, 90 centimetres height and spread. But we're not compromising on the flowers here, because you're still going to get really large, densely packed panicles of those flowers, and they're going to cover the plant. They're upright, they're repeat flowering, they're really easy to look after, and as we said at the start, really well suited to our British weather.
And I would expect that to get to near its full size in the next 3 years, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not going to take a lot, many years and a lifetime to get there. In the next 3 years, that will probably be its full size. And, oh yes, because...
And your free gift, I know it's called the Rose Bloom Booster, but actually your free gift with that, when you plant these, put a little bit of this into the hole when you're planting, and that's going to do them wonders.
I mean, we've made it really easy, haven't we?
So simple.
Yeah. And that, in average, that would do, you get 100 grams. I'd use about 25 grams in the planting.
It's an annual feed as well. It's not one that you need to keep repeating. No. Obviously, then you can still feed with your, blooming fast throughout the growing season, but that will do an amazing job. Yeah.
And don't forget, stunning cut flowers. I was in the supermarket the other day and they had 3 hydrangeas with a bit of foliage with them. And I thought, oh, they look nice. Might buy those. 20 quid.
Really?
Yeah. For cut hydrangeas, £20.
Yeah.
So I didn't buy them.
Cut them yourself.
Yeah. And you will get those flowers, all the way through the summer months. It's a stunning hydrangea. And a lot of people, and I've not done it yet, but both of us are thinking about doing a whole border of hydrangeas.
Oh, yeah, I totally am.
Yeah, that really works, doesn't it?
Absolutely,
yeah.
A full border.
Yeah.
Maybe one. I think I'll mix it up. But yeah, definitely Magical Matterhorn will be in there. But a whole border with hydrangea. I'm going to copy our head gardener.
Yeah, Peter's.
Because Geranium Roseanne right now in my garden is the one thing that is still looking absolutely amazing. And our head gardener, Shaun, was telling us he's planted a border of hydrangea and underplanted with Geranium Roseanne, which means you can get months and months and months of low maintenance, gorgeous flowers.
Yeah. Well, Elaine's haven't arrived yet.
Soon, I'm sure. Elaine.
I'm sure, yeah. I bet they'll be there next week. Well, they will, definitely. Thanks for letting us know, Elaine, but we want to see your border when it's finished.
Yes,
so if you want to go for those, a lot of people are ordering several. I mean, to get your free postage, if you went for 5 of those, that would take you just under £50, but you would get free delivery as well. And remember, you're saving £20 on every single hydrangea Matterhorn today. By the way, pruning-wise, you're not going to have to really prune it much for the next few years, but when you do, they always flower on the new growth. So even with a paniculata, you can, if it gets, in several years' time, just a bit straggly, out of shape, you can cut it right the way down, and it will grow back and flower beautifully. There you go.
Just wanted to show you the roots on there, because it is really, really healthy. Nice, strong root system there. I mean, yeah. We provide good quality plants, don't we?
I mean, that's a really strong plant at
really
£8.99.
Strong, really healthy, ready to get in the ground, ready to delight you in your garden.
Yeah. Actually, do you know what I'm thinking? I'm going to buy my mum a couple of those for her. She's got a lovely border, perfect for those. So it's like semi-shady, nice and moist. I'm going to get a couple of those for my mum.
There you go. As long with this, because you said you were going to get this for your mum, didn't you?
Yeah, I've not placed an order. I'll be honest, Oh, no, I have placed an order this week.
Have you? Did you do it?
Yeah.
Did you not buy this?
No.
You need to place another order, Shaun.
Do you know what? I'll be honest. I wanted some more bulbs, so I bought lots of bulbs.
Oh, yeah, we've got some of those.
And the bromeliad as well. I bought 3 of those. So, but this is on my list.
Okay, good.
I can place 2 orders in a week. That's fine.
This is a lovely gift to give to somebody, because well, first of all, it's the Rose of the Year 2025.
Hang
on.
I
know we are still in 2024, but yes, this is Rose of the Year 2025, which is so exciting that we're able to bring it to you right now. You could be one of the first to get hold of this, which is brilliant.
That is, that makes us really, really
ahead of the curve.
I was going to use the word smug, not smug, but we're proud.
We are a bit smug, definitely. Yeah. But it is a lovely gift, isn't it? Because it's called You're My Everything, and what a wonderful gift to give to somebody who is so special and so important to you. It's a beautiful rose as well. I mean, look at those petals. Look at the colour combination. It's a yellow centre. It's a lovely creamy yellow centre, and then you've got those vivid pink tips to the petals there, and bright yellow stamens in the centre, which means you're going to be inviting all those pollinators into the garden.
And you were saying that the foliage, we haven't seen, look, we'll be honest, we haven't, because it's obviously Rose of the Year 2025, we have not seen it in real life flowering.
No.
But the foliage comes through quite red, doesn't it, when it first appears?
Fresh foliage comes through, beautifully warm red colour, and then it matures to a glossy dark green. And the foliage is really important. Of course it is. Yes, it's all about the flowers. Yes, we want to see those beautiful flowers. We want to smell that gorgeous scent. But it's the backdrop of the foliage that really makes it stand out.
Rose of the Year 2025. I mean, it's been selling really well this week since we launched it on Thursday. To get that prize, I mean, this rose, you will see it next year in some of the top garden centres. But we have got it right now on YouGarden. The reason why we've got this pretty much before anyone else is because Peter McDermott, our head gardener, has very, very strong connections with some of the biggest rose companies in the UK and the world. So that, you know, we work with a lot of the big, say, rose companies, including Hartness Roses as well, of course. So if you want to get Rose of the Year 2025, my everything, then you can get it right now. And it's a great time to plant bare root roses. It's a really good time.
The best time, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, any time between sort of October and February, maybe even tickling into March, it's bare root season basically, so it's a perfect time to get it in the ground. As long as the ground's not completely frozen, we're good to go.
And I've checked the weather forecast, and next week is pretty good. There's a high pressure in, and there's lots of sunshine.
I love it when you do your weatherman bit.
Yeah, well, I do. I mean, as gardeners, we do check the weather. Now, I mean, I've got tomorrow off, and I'm just so pleased because it's going to be sunshine all day.
Is it?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's the day to get in the garden, then.
I mean, 11 degrees, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't be in my shorts, but yeah, full sunshine. Do keep an eye on the temperatures at night. It does get a little bit cold at night this week.
I really need to move some plants. I've really got to move some things indoors.
Right, let's check the group chat.
Yes,
Who we got
good
in there?
morning. Hello, Elaine. Hello, Grimmy. Hello, Neil.
Morning.
Everyone's chatting about William. Hello to you as well. You're in there. What are you all saying? Hang on. There's lots to read. You're all saying good morning to each other, which is nice. Good morning to you. Neil says he's well, looking forward to the calm of the show before enjoying passion of the Sheffield football derby between Wednesday and United later.
Hey.
I know. I'm not into the football, but wonderful. What else? Tense times, Neil, says Stu. I love that. I'm looking forward to receiving my order, especially the new 2025 rose. That's from Elaine.
Yeah, I'm definitely ordering it, Elaine.
Elaine says it's going in my border in the front garden. Is that the hydrangea? Oh, the rose. Okay, fabulous. We'll send pics when they come, says Elaine. Yes, please do.
Make
sure you send them. Yeah, even if you send them during the week, by the way, we don't have to be live for you to send the emails. They'll be waiting for us when we come back.
Elaine,
on there, so.
I've actually remembered why I didn't order it now. Because I was being a bit crafty. You know, it's like sometimes if you place separate orders, you get your extra free gifts and things.
That's why,
so I was just being a bit crafty, I think.
Right, Alison has sent us some pictures as well. So she says, morning all, plants looking good in our garden, photos taken yesterday.
Ooh.
She knows now. She knows we want to know when the pictures were taken. Because we always say that, don't we? Yeah. So let's click on and have a little look. First of all, what? Whoa, she's got, I don't know what that noise was, sorry. Lots going on here. I don't know what it is, though. Oh, am I not mirroring? Sorry, Stu. Hang on. I've got to press a button. And then we can show it, can't we? There we go. Is that a sarcococca?
That's what I was presuming it was, Bex. Yeah, it is.
Think it is
Look, it's beginning to flower.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's a lovely colour. My leaves are slightly lighter, mine at the moment. I don't know why.
I haven't looked at mine recently.
Just a little bit. I love yours. Looks really green and lush.
I can see there's a label in the front, but it's Allium Bubble Bath.
Hey.
It's got some Allium Bubble Bath planted, so we can't see that one. But yeah, let's have a look at the next picture. Oh, hellebore, the lovely Christmas rose.
Oh.
And look, those are those flowers that we're talking about, where you get that lovely shabby chic. You get the greens and the creams and the pinks going on. Loads of flowers on there as well.
Very healthy, don't they?
Looking really good. That glossy leaves are just so beautiful.
But the journey you get with those flowers, and they do last a long time as well. Yeah,
Very
it's lovely
nice,
hellebores.
And one final picture from Alison. Let's have a little look. Oh, it's the hellebores again, but beautiful. Very nice.
We don't mind seeing them again.
We don't mind at all.
We certainly don't. They are still available, by the way, on our website as well. But yeah, keep those pictures coming in.
If you want to send us pictures of what's happening in your garden, we genuinely do really like to see it. We're not just saying it. We absolutely love seeing what's happening in your garden. The email address is ygtv@yougarden.com, and I will show those pictures.
By the way, we are very busy for the Pansy Cool Wave. Don't forget, it's a buy 10 10 and then get another 20 absolutely free. You do need to use that code YGTV4554. And the free gift is brilliant today. Please don't think it's just for roses. As we keep saying, it actually says on the packet, look, there you go. Ideal for all roses and shrubs. So all roses and shrubs, once a year feed, and you've got lots of slow release nutrients in there as well. So you can use that when you're planting, things like your hydrangeas, your Philadelphus. But the best-selling product here at YouGarden is our premium professional compost, and this has been developed for many, many years. And actually, it was only available originally at the nursery. It was used at the nursery. You couldn't buy it. And then several years ago, I think that our head gardener thought, hang on, why don't we share our compost with our customers? And that's what's happened. And now we have sold it on many different platforms. We sold it on a big shopping channel for many, many years. And it is available right now at the same price it's been at for at least the last 18 months.
Yeah.
It's nearly 18 months. Yeah. And club members, this is why it's worth joining the club for £5 today. You will get your 10% discount every single time you buy your compost. So it's 100 litres for just £22.48, and you get your free gift as well. But why is it so good? Well, first of all, the moment you open up the bag and you feel it and you smell it, you know that this is a premium professional compost. I mean, you can see that. Look, the texture is so incredibly even, so fibrous. You never find in some compost, you open it and you find big lumps of twig and uncomposted material. Look at that. And that's
so this, I've just found a little lump of it. So this is the composted wood fibre, and this is really what helps to make this compost such a wonderful texture, because that composted wood fibre just opens up the texture of this compost. It has multiple uses as well. So yes, it'll open up the texture. It'll make it lovely and light and airy, which means that roots can grow. They've got access to oxygen, which is really important for root development. But it also helps with even water distribution, and it helps to maintain the moisture in the compost as well. So that's just one of the amazing ingredients in here.
Now you've also got here different types of peat, and we have reduced the quantities of peat over the years, obviously to match environmental issues, but you've still got white and dark peats and replenishable peat, such as the sphagnum moss peat as well. Now Bex is busy gathering little green balls right now.
There's little green balls throughout the compost, and there's loads of them. Once you start looking through, there's loads of them. And that little shell there just breaks down. I'm going to pop it. Oh, burst it. So that then it just gradually breaks down, and then it releases this slow release fertiliser into the compost, which means that your plants can then get access to that as and when they need it. I'm rubbish at remembering to feed my plants on a regular basis. I wish I was better at it, and every year I say I'm going to, and every year I fail. But using this compost means that my plants still get access to that feed, and it's a really expensive ingredient as well.
And it does mean they get everything in terms of NPK and trace elements and minerals. It's in that slow release fertiliser.
So important.
You've also got a pH buffer. I won't get too technical, but this compost is suitable for pretty much all plants and house plants. The only exceptions are the acid-loving plants. I don't think we've got one. We've got a camellia, and that's it, isn't it, today?
I think that's all today, yeah. So camellia wants an ericaceous compost. We've got it on the website. It's available for you to buy, but I always say 98% of everything else you're going to put in your garden, or the majority of your houseplants, they will live not just a good life, they will lead the best life in this compost.
And actually, giving plants the best start is so important. That's when they're often the most vulnerable, when you're first putting them out, first putting them in your beds and borders.
True.
So to give them their best start, to encourage really good growth from a very young age, it just makes sense, doesn't it? What have I missed out? The wetting agent.
Wetting agent, quite an important one actually, isn't it? Particularly when things dry out and then you go to water them. Sometimes when you're using an inferior compost, what happens is the water just runs off the sides, out the side of the pot, out of the top of the hanging basket. It goes on you instead of into the compost. That wetting agent makes the water stick to the compost, along with that composted wood fibre.
And it is surprising, even in the winter, sometimes when you get those really horrible windy days, a winter hanging basket can literally dry out in a few hours. Just look, do you think our pansies have perked up? Because they're grown in this compost.
They're starting to, for sure.
They have perked up a bit, haven't they? Yeah. Just water those. So it is a brilliant compost. Check out the reviews on our website. And do you know what? Our price is actually really good, because you've got to bear in mind, We are giving you a price of only $24.98. For all of you 45,000 club members, you get it for $22.48. But your free gift is actually worth £5. So it's like getting it, in essence, for $17.50 for 100 litres. 125. Now, you can never have enough pots either.
Never.
Never.
I need more. I can't believe it, but I need more pots. I do. I need more. Well, it's good. So Shaun often talks about this, about having a changeover of pots. So, for example, I've got loads of pots that I've got all my tulips in. Not tulips, lilies in. Well, I'm just putting them around the side of the house.
Yeah,
now I need other pots for other things to go in, and then you can just switch them around as and when that thing that you've got in there is looking amazing.
And that just really, I mean, I'm lucky I've got a greenhouse, and I literally, when pots have gone over, particularly with bulbs and things, I hate seeing bulbs die down for 6 weeks. It's just, it's not, they don't look great, do they? But it's very important you let them die down. I literally just shove my pots behind my greenhouse so I can't see them, and then just put the really nice ones out. Talking of really nice, I bought the green ones of these for my mum, and they look absolutely incredible. And these were only brought to us here at YouGarden this year, weren't they? I think we launched these.
Yeah, it was earlier on in the year.
It could have been April.
It could have been, actually, it could have been April.
It might have been a bit earlier, but they are called the April round planters. All of our plants are always really well made, UV resistant, frost proof, great drainage. You've got 8 drainage holes there. You've got the little channels so the water drains away. But I love that design, don't you?
I do. I think it's really high end, really beautiful.
Yeah.
We've been talking about how it looks like a sort of abstract dahlia, the cactus dahlia. It looks like that kind of design
yes,
on
it
here.
does.
Lovely colour. And the colour is important when it comes to your pots, because actually it really makes the plant stand out.
And I think this colour and this design would work with any garden. My mum's got like a country cottage garden. They look amazing there. I've got quite a contemporary area at the back, and they'd look equally as good there. And I have got some white pots in my garden, and do you know what? I'll be honest, they always look dirty.
Yeah, little splashes of dirt get up on the side, and I bet that really frustrates you. You're quite a neat gardener, aren't you?
Yeah,
that's going to really annoy you.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying.
Yeah.
But these, I think that's a really good colour.
I agree.
Really good colour.
Great size as well. Really good depth. If you are going for our standard roses today,
they'd be perfect, wouldn't they?
These would be the perfect size for them.
Yeah.
That would be honestly the perfect combination, and they will live in here happily forever.
Yeah, I'd say so. As long as you feed them.
As long as you make sure you keep feeding. But yeah, absolutely. These would be perfect. And it is a double up deal that's available on here as well. So 2 double up deals and you've got enough to go for your roses.
Stu, is that a mistake on the screen? I think it is, with the postage included. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why it says that, because it would be £6.99 postage. But what I will say is, if you get your order to over £40, you would get free postage. So do bear that in mind. So, to be honest, if you just went for 2 pots and the compost, you'd be over £40, wouldn't you?
Yeah, if you rose deal and some pots, you'd be over the
Yeah, so do
£40.
bear that in mind. If you do get your order to over £40, then you would get free postage. Just always use that discount code, which is YGTV 4524. Now, that looks beautiful, doesn't it?
I mean, you could put so much in here, honestly. I mean, the hydrangea could go in here. You could put your pansy cool waves around the edge of here. The bromeliad would work in here. You could even put one of the roses in here, certainly for a period of time, before you then plant it somewhere else. So there's lots of options when it comes to this particular pot, even your spring bulbs.
I was going to say, if you've still got bulbs in packets...
I've still got bulbs in
come
packets.
on. In fact, let us know in the group chat.
Who's still got bulbs to plant?
But yeah, I'll tell you what, just a bit of fun. But in the group chat right now on YouTube, who's got the most bulbs still to plant? Let us know. Because if you have got bulbs lying around, get yourself some pots and make sure you get them potted in November.
I haven't counted mine, but I'm going to guess that I've still got, probably about 400 to plant.
I've just bought some more bulbs this week because I didn't think I had enough. So what I did buy,
Did you buy the tulips?
I bought the parrot tulips.
Parrot tulips.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't wait to plant those.
All right, so those are the Aprils.
Yes, and then
we've also got the Torinos.
Oh, these are sweet.
If you want to go for some smaller pots, I love these smaller pots. I love them. I like families of pots. So I like, for example, the big ones, and then you put the small ones in front, and you get a lovely sort of tiered display with your planting. Then Torinos are great because they're the perfect size for you to be able to change over your displays on a regular basis. The amount of compost it takes to fill one of these pots is pennies worth, isn't it? It doesn't cost much, and of course the plant that you put in there, it's not going to take much at all. So you can change over your displays on a regular basis throughout the year without it costing the earth. These are on a buy one get two free. So you're going to put one in your basket, enter that code that you can see there, YGTV 4524. The other two are going to appear in your basket absolutely free of charge. And Shaun's doing a little planting.
Well, this is how quick it,
It's so quick and easy, honestly. You probably only need 3.
I was going to say 3.
I'd probably put 5 in. But you could put 3 in here, and that will fill that display so quickly and easily, won't it?
I think 3 would be perfect in there.
Yeah, lovely.
And literally, God, how long did that take?
Less than a minute.
I would say, yeah. About a minute. There you go. And you would be amazed, in just a few weeks, that will start to cover this. And don't forget, with it being Panzerku wave, that would just start to tumble over. But, to have several of these around your garden, fabulous.
Yeah. We know a lot of you took advantage of this deal earlier on in the year. It might be that you're looking to add to that collection a little bit. Grab hold of these while we've got this offer still running, because these are just super easy. These are great for putting on tops of tables. When you're not using your outdoor furniture, this is what I do with my table outside. I fill it with pots. I just put them all on top of the table there. And then when I'm looking out into my garden from the kitchen, all I can see is beautiful floral displays, and it's perfect for doing that.
Yeah. So I put them back because I didn't want the gaps there. And don't forget, I'll tell you what.
Oh, I haven't put them out.
We've also got heavy duty pots on the show, and now look, these are my pots. That's why they look a bit dirty and grubby. And I've got so much always growing in them, but also I use them every single time I garden. Now, in a few weeks' time, 1st of December, those Christmas trees are going to go in front of my house. I'm going to decorate the pots. I've grown potatoes, tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, raspberries, all sorts in here. Whenever you're doing just lots of jobs in the garden, it's great to put your tools in. Got 2 nice grab handles either side. They are great for a temporary home. That euonymus there, that's been stuck there 3 years. I don't know what to do with it. When I'm using my professional compost, then I will literally just decant it into the heavy duty pots, and that just allows it. I think it's just, I'm a quick gardener, I've got to be, and that just makes it really, really even easier to plant up in your greenhouse, your potting shed and things like that. And just when you're doing all your weeding, your deadheading, obviously there's a lot of leaves around at the moment, but they are 30 litres, so you get an awful lot in there. Bex, I know you love these just as much as me.
I do, yeah. It's the most used item in my garden, genuinely. I always break things down. When I'm buying it, I think about how much I'm going to use it. I break it. So when I'm buying clothes, I break it down to price per wear.
Yeah.
That helps me to justify buying expensive things. But it's so good to do it that way. And honestly, these are in minus now because I've used them so many times.
So Bex, I like that price per wear.
Yeah, price per use.
I do remember once, Bex, in the potting shed, Bex took Stu and I by surprise because she came in wearing a leather skirt. Do you remember, Bex?
Faux leather.
Faux leather. Faux leather. Now, I've only ever seen you wear that once, so was that a bad purchase?
Well, I bought it from a charity shop, so no, it was not a bad purchase because it only cost a few pounds. But no, I put a bit of weight on, so I'll get it back out again because I'm losing the weight again.
Yeah, you look great. Bex has been gymming.
Every day.
Yeah. And she's feeling good and looking good. And I've been doing a little bit of exercise. A little bit. It's but you know what? I garden a lot, and I think that keeps me fit.
Yeah,
I'm going to have a whole day in the garden tomorrow, so I'll burn loads of calories. So don't forget that if you do want the heavy-duty pots, they are one of the best-selling products, one of the highest-rated. They do last year's. They're a brilliant garden essential, and for me, they are the best product that I've ever bought from YouGarden in terms of something that I use every single time I garden.
Every single time.
002. And let us know if you've got the heavy duty pots. What do you think about them? Triple pack today, working out. And for club members, that's £4, just under. $3.90 a pot.
There you go.
Amazing value, really is.
How long have you had yours? 15 years, you reckon?
I reckon some are 15 years
Yeah, I
old.
think
Yeah,
mine are like 7, 8 years old. Never broken one.
No.
Always using them. We've got loads of plants in them. I've got roses, cordylines, Prunus triloba, that lovely
that was nice.
cherry blossom tree. I use it every time I'm out there as a garden trug. I store things in them. I've got one in the corner of the shed at the moment that's got all the canes that I use for staking things. I've got loads of them. They always fall over. Well, I've got them standing in one of the heavy-duty pots, nice and neat and tidy, really easy. I know where everything is. It's perfect.
Do you know what I've just thought? Sorry, I'm going on a bit random here, but
Let's do it.
I run a garden
Mind a
club,
tangent.
we do like a lottery. It's a bit like a raffle, and we have prizes. And I've just thought, I'm going to buy 3 of those.
Have them as a prize.
I think that'd be a great prize.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do. I think it's a great prize.
Absolutely.
Right. Anyway. We digress. So if you want the 130002 1299 1169 if you are a club member. Now we have got a beautiful Escalonia for you right now, known as Pink L, $9.99.
I mean, that's just crazy price, honestly. For the size of the plant
Yeah.
that we're talking about, incredibly well-established plant. Look at that. And the flowers are so pretty.
Yeah. And by the way, Stu, just know, is that all you get? Now look, they flower in summertime normally, but you do occasionally get some flowers late on in the year as well.
You do get a couple of blooms. So you'll get like a flush of the blooms happen sort of in midsummer, right in sort of June and July time, and you'll get a few sort of popping through, and then it does have a second flush of flowers.
And we
sort
know
of September,
actually,
October.
when we walked around the nursery, there was a big group of these, and pretty much most of them did have at least 1 or 2 flowers on in the autumn time. But it is evergreen, so you've got that stunning foliage all year round. And this one, I think it's a really neat grower. It's not a...
Nice and compact, yes. It can grow perfectly in a pot. If you put it into a border, it'd probably get to somewhere between... I mean, it could get to somewhere between 3 and 4 feet in height, absolutely. It is perfect for pollinators. The Royal Horticultural Society gave it the badge of perfect for pollinators because those flowers are nectar-rich, and you're going to get so many clusters of them.
And I think it would look really nice in the April planter.
Yeah,
I think that looks really tasteful. William's going to get those today. Thank you,
very
William.
good, William. Well done.
The April planters, they're a really good price, William. But yeah, that Escalonia Pinko would be very happy in there. I thought it was really tasteful. I think that the green is perfect against this sort of beige colour.
I love that it's evergreen.
I do.
There is a place for deciduous plants, of course there is, but actually evergreen, it just means you've got something in your garden to look at, on a regular basis. You can be out in the garden, even in the depths of winter, there's still some foliage for you to, look at.
Now, I did place an order this week, and I'll tell you what I bought.
Yes.
I bought the parrot tulips that are coming up a little bit later. We're doing the mix, they're coming up later. I bought some more tete-a-tetes, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, never have enough bulbs. And I actually bought 3 of these. And so I had some so I did have these in my last garden. And I'll be honest, they never flowered and they were just in too much shade, but they looked really healthy. And I loved them for the foliage because they kind of like, to me, they're mixed between a grass and a sort of succulent. That's how I see them.
Yeah.
But what I've done, I've bought 3 and I've got a really nice sunny border where all my Mediterranean plants are. So I'm going to plant them along there with things like my palms, and I've got some sort of like exotic grasses. But I just cannot wait to see that next year.
I think anybody who's buying this is going to be just like you and can't wait to see those gorgeous flowers. It's a very unusual and interesting plant. It's a total feature in anybody's garden. It looks great all year round because you've got that foliage, but then when you get those flowers that are going to happen, and they can happen anywhere between sort of June and September, October time that you'll get those, as long as you plant it in a really nice sunny position, that's what's going to make those flowers come out.
And I've got, where I'm planting mine, I've also got crocosnia, which obviously get a lot taller, but I'm going to have the crocosnia in the back, and then these in the front. So my
Nice.
carrots are like, they're like oranges and reds. So I'm trying to create like a really sort of tropical display. And I do remember when I had these in my last garden, I did divide them. I used to like, a couple of times I did dig them up.
You get offsets. That
Yeah,
come
that was
from
right.
The
Yeah,
base,
yes,
actually, yeah.
I
That's
remember
how you
that.
can propagate from them.
And I do remember sort of like digging them up and taking off the offsets and just sort of like getting them to spread around a bit. But as I say, mine never flowered because I just presume they just did not get enough light.
Yeah, but even if they don't flower, that foliage is absolutely incredible.
It is.
As long as you plant them somewhere gorgeous and sunny, though, you should be getting those flowers. They're drought-tolerant plants as well, so not ones that need constant... And you can tell that, can't you? You can tell that by looking at it.
Yeah, you can actually.
It's not going to need constant watering.
I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, you should be.
See, now I want to check my order status. No, I did only order them yesterday, so but I'm sure they'll arrive this week.
Yeah.
But they are, I just think that's really news. And the price is amazing for the size you're getting there. £9.99, 560 100. Comes in a 1 litre pot, I'll be honest. That could easily be in a 3 litre pot because it's a huge
big,
plant.
isn't it? Yeah.
Really is. Right. What was that, Stu?
Would it make a good friend for the Escalonia?
I just don't think they go together, really.
I don't know.
To me, the bromeliad is sort of like Mediterranean. I think it belongs with with other grasses and palms and tropical things. But that's only my opinion, you know.
We all garden differently.
We do.
Absolutely.
But thanks, Stu. She goes, oh, yeah, and Shaun's been wrong before. You wait, everybody. When you see these where I'm going to put them, say I know I've got a sunny border, and I think they're going to look great with say I've got cocosnia, I've got palms, I've got various grasses.
Nice.
Oh, it's going to look good.
I think it's going to look fantastic.
There's a bit of flax in there as well, using flax in pinks and stuff. So hey, we'll see. You know, it's Stu. So I know I sound like I'm talking to myself, but Stu's in the gallery. You know where I'm going to put these, Stu, don't you? Yeah. You'll see.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
And I just think the size of those is fantastic for the price. Right, better move on though, because we have got...
Oh, yes, bowl of
yes.
beauty. Great deal on this, and this was very busy for us earlier on in the week because actually it's a buy one get one free, isn't it? Yeah. So it's a pack of 3 bare roots that you're going to get. When you put this in your basket and you enter the code YGTV4524, we'll put another pack into your basket for free.
So hang on, that's 6 bare roots?
Yeah.
For $13.49 for club members. I think that works out, I'm going to say $2.25 each.
That's amazing. When you think about how long this can be in your garden for as well, because peonies are incredibly long-lived perennial. I mean, you can have a peony in your garden for decades probably. They last such a long time, and the flowers you get from these are incredible. They are so beautiful, and these are particularly big as well. These can reach 20 centimetres in diameter, and it actually looks like 2 flowers have been put together, doesn't it? The combination of those.
I just think the yellow and the pink
stunning.
really, really works.
It does.
It is that kind of like rhubarb and custard, for want of a better expression.
Oh, I like that. No,
but
that's great.
What I think is really lovely nowadays, peonies are often used as cut flowers as well. So when these get established and you're going to get dozens and dozens of flowers, and you've got to bear in mind you've got 6 of these in total, you will have enough flowers to cut them as well. We will be honest, next year, if you get 1 or 2 flowers, great.
Yes.
But it is going to take year 2, year 3 to really get them
course.
established. My peonies I planted in my garden, I would say 3 years ago, and this summer was the first time I'd got like a really good display.
Yeah.
But it has taken 3 years to get there. But it's worth it. As Bex was saying, they last decades. My nan had a peony when I was a child, and that peony is, I mean, obviously my nan's not here, bless her. She passed away many, many decades ago. But that peony is still in her,
going.
yeah, still going. So I reckon it's, I mean, it must be 45 years old or so.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm sure
That's
it's still there.
Amazing. Well, this is the thing with bare roots, you know. Yes, you have to wait a few years to get the full display, but it's the way that you get the most out of make the most out of your money, basically. Buying bare roots and planting bare roots is so much more cost effective than buying a fully established plant. So it's a bit of a gardener's secret to buy bare roots.
Yeah. Do you know, now I'm thinking, because I'm just thinking, so I'm going back to my nan's garden thinking, is that really the same peony?
Must be.
Yeah, I don't know.
They can live for decades.
Yeah. But I mean, they're beautiful, aren't they?
Gorgeous.
They, I always think with peonies, they although they don't flower for a long period, you maybe get them for 6 to 8 weeks maximum, they are so spectacular, they're worth growing. They really are.
They absolutely are, yeah.
What?
Elaine says her peonies are 32.
What, years old?
Years of age.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Same age as me, Elaine. How amazing is that? So, I wish I was 32 again.
I do as well.
Wish I had a 32 waist. I used to.
32, that was before children. BC.
Oh
hey,
dear.
babes.
Do you know what though, Elaine? Isn't it lovely, when you do go around your garden and you've got plants there that are decades years old?
It's lovely.
Because I always think, I've got some really old plants in my garden that have sort of like followed me around from, house to house, and it's wonderful because they become part of you, don't they?
They do.
Anyway, if you want the peony, a really lovely variety. All the plant instructions are there on the packet. 580006. Let's just, for those of you brand new to YGTV, YouGarden TV, let's just give you a little idea of how you can save money, basically.
Yes, please. Stu's been shopping. I love it.
So at the moment, he's put one Torino in. He's put the Pansecule Wave. He's put in the Wallflower, the Tutti Frutti, Rose of the Year. Don't forget that is Rose of the Year 2025. You're My Everything, and the Peony Bowl of Beauty. But at the moment, the order is coming up to £70.94, which is not bad, to be fair. But you've also got £6.99 postage included in that. However, if you pop the code in there, YGTV4524, watch what happens. A little bit of magic. So first of all, the order has gone down in price. It's now $58.95, but we're getting so much more. So we're getting our free gift. And remember, that is the complete fertiliser for roses and shrubs. We're now getting 2 extra Torino planters free. We're getting an extra 2 trays of Pansecule Waves. That's another 20 plants. We're going to get a free tray of the Wallflower, the Tutti Frutti mix. We've saved an extra £5 on the rose, and we've got a free packet of bare root peonies. So that is the value that you'll get just by using our offer code, which is YGTV4524 today. I mean, that is a really big basket.
That's amazing. And look, actually, you can save even more money by joining the club as well, because it costs you just £5 to join the club, and on that order, you'd be saving £5.90.
So it absolutely makes sense.
So you're paying for your club membership with that one order, okay? So your discount is applied straight away, and then in the post, a welcome pack will be sent out to you, which will contain your £20 worth of YouGarden vouchers as well. So really makes sense to join the club. Even if you're not making your money back on that first order, you will certainly make it back very quickly on your second, third orders.
And those vouchers, there's not a huge amount of T's and C's. It's not like that.
It's dead easy.
Yeah. It's like getting £20 cash back, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yes, let us know if you are joining the club today. Right. So we've just talked about the Bowl of Beauty, but we did say we have got a little area in the show that's going to really focus on roses, and we've got lots of different roses, lots of different types, from climbers to floribundas, hybrid teas, some really rare roses, Rose of the Year. Some are bare root, some are standard, and some are potted. And this one is brand new this week, and it's a climbing rose, Paul Scarlet. And what a beautiful climber this is.
I love climbing roses.
Same here.
I think they're so just romantic and beautiful. It reminds me of my grandma's house. She had I don't know what variety it was, but it was a beautiful red climbing rose that climbed up the side of one of the buildings. It was so pretty. And this one is a climber. It is a gorgeous scarlet colour as well, called Paul Scarlet, named after the breeder. His name was William Paul, based in Hertfordshire. And it will climb. It's one of the more vigorous climbers, one of the taller climbers. This will get to probably close to 4 metres once it gets to its full growth here. Clusters of semi-double, deep scarlet blooms here, rich dark green foliage, a sweet honey fragrance from this, and repeat flowering all the way through the summer months, right the way from sort of end of May. I mean, listen, we say May to October generally with roses, but Arthur Bell, for example, who's in my garden, 2 new roses popped out just this week.
No, really?
Genuinely.
Yeah.
So we'll say general flowering time is going to be May to October, but chances are you'll get even more.
And I was just thinking, when you compare a climbing rose to other climbers, I mean, I love clematis, but a lot of varieties of clematis, you get maybe a couple of months of flowers maximum.
Yeah.
Not all. Some, you know, some like the boulevards will flower throughout the summer, but a lot of climbers just have maybe a couple of months. I mean, we love wisteria, but it all happens in a fairly short amount of time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We love wisteria, but it's all over by the time summer comes, isn't it? You get that 1 month really of wonderful flowering, but with a rose you get that successional flowering for several months. And roses are so resilient. They are really
ridiculously resilient and quite easy to look after as well. Like, I never used to have roses because I thought they were so high maintenance, but actually they're not. The only thing that we're going to recommend to you with your climbers, and this goes for all your climbers, to be honest with you, don't just let it go straight up. Help it a little bit, make it meander, make it go from side to side, snake it up whatever it is climbing up, because it will help you to get more foliage and more flowers. You stress the plant in a good way, which makes it send out more shoots. So just snake it up whatever it's climbing up rather than letting it go straight up.
And do position it in a really sunny spot if you can. The more sun, the more flowers you're going to get.
Yeah,
so
true.
Good sunny position, nice well-drained soil. And I mean, you could grow that in a pot, but it is going to get big, so you would need a really big pot. I think that one really belongs in the ground. So think about maybe getting a pergola, trellis, growing it up a fence, a wall. But they are impressive, and that I love the red. That to me is a real red.
Totally, yeah, scarlet.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's the most romantic, isn't it, when it comes to rose colours?
Now, a group that had a big hit in the 80s were the Steve Miller Band, and they had a big hit with a song.
Abracadabra, I wanna reach out and grab ya.
And we've got. I hope the head gardener's not watching. It's like, what are those two doing?
Shut up.
This rose is called Abracadabra, and jokes apart, it's a very, very magical rose.
Oh my word,
I mean,
is.
Just look at the rose. Look at the colour for a start. This lovely kind of, it's like almost like a burgundy with the yellow.
It's a standout, this one. This is one that needs to be on its own.
I totally agree.
So if you had a rose garden and you mix them all up in together, yeah, great, that looks beautiful, but this one needs pride of place, doesn't it? Because it's so unusual, so different. Amazing colour combination, creamy yellow, rich burgundy. It is a wow rose. It's a floribunda, so you're going to get clusters of flowers, but it's upright, it's bushy growth habit, and actually you're going to get more flowers per cluster here as well. So this can have an average of about 7 flowers per cluster, which is incredible.
Every rose is going to be slightly different as well.
Yeah,
so
you might even get some that are more fully burgundy or more fully creamy yellow. But that's what we like about it, is the fact that it's really unique.
I mean, to me, that is a showstopper, isn't it? It really is one of the most striking roses that we've ever seen. And I totally agree with Bex. Just wants to be by itself, maybe in a pot, or by itself in a border, not surrounded by other roses. Yeah. But the colour combination and the design of each rose, it's got like the jumping gene again in this one. So every rose will be different, and some may be predominantly yellow, some may be predominantly burgundy. Many will have patterns like the one that you're looking at right now. An absolute beauty. If you have got this rose, by the way, if you managed to get it last year, because I know it was a really big seller last year. If you have got any images of it in your garden, we would love to see it.
Yes, please. I don't have that one, so I'd love to see pictures.
I don't have that one. And then we've also got, now I think in terms of value, this next collection is the best value pack that we have got. And when I saw the price on this one, I mean, I still, honestly, I look at that $14.99, I'm like, how? Because these are not just 5 roses, it's not like, oh, you get a red one, a pink one, you get a yellow one, you get a peachy one. You do, and a white one. But every one of these is a named rose. 3 of them have previously won Rose of the Year.
Agreed, yeah.
I mean, where do we start? Should we start with the peace one? Because that's very poignant for today, actually, isn't it?
Peace?
Yeah.
That's that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got that right.
Yeah,
okay,
it is.
good. Yes. So yes, the Peace Rose was named and it was awarded to delegates at the end of World War II.
Yeah, so very
appropriate for this Remembrance Sunday. Indeed, it's a hybrid tea rose. So with hybrid tea, you tend to get, or you will get, nice long straight stems. It's one flower per stem. They tend to be larger as well than Floribunda roses, and they tend to be a little bit more fragrant too.
And to be honest, I would pay $14.99 just for the Peace Rose, because it is an iconic rose. So it's got a very special message. Should we go to Queen Elizabeth next?
Sure. So Queen Elizabeth Pink down this side here. So obviously named for our late Queen. For her coronation in 1954, it was named a world's favourite rose. This is one of them. It's a Floribunda, so you will get clusters of those. And I love the shade of pink. That is a beautiful shade of pink, isn't it? I agree. Really, really lovely. So yeah, that's another one that we've got included in there. In the centre, we've got the Arthur Bell, my favourite one. I say it's my favourite. It's the first rose that I planted, and that's why it holds a special place for me. It's got the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. It's a beautiful yellow colour, and actually they fade to a lovely creamy white. So you get lots. You go on a journey with that plant.
It is again one of the best known yellow roses in the UK. That's one of our head gardeners' favourite, actually.
Is it?
Arthur Bell, yes.
Oh.
And then Piscale, that's the white one there. Ooh.
Yeah, and again, the value of white flowers in our gardens, you know, they go with absolutely everything, and they make all the other colours stand out so much more, and the other colours make the white stand up so much more. So it really is a valuable one to have in the garden. And that's the Pascali. That one was awarded world's favourite, and it is a hybrid tea again as well. And then finally, Queen Elizabeth Red.
Yeah.
So another one for our late Queen as well.
Gorgeous scarlet red there.
Yeah, classic beauty, Floribunda rose, just a really pretty bright red colour.
And again, just look at the value at home. 5 named roses. 3 of these have won Rose of the Year previously. 3 of them, Rose of the Year. Also, awards like the RHS Award of Garden Merit. So very, very famous roses. Queen Elizabeth Scarlet, Queen Elizabeth, Peace Rose that you're looking at right now, that white Pascali and the Arthur Bell. But work out £3 a rose. And all you need to do, please don't think, oh, I can't plant bare root roses. It is very, very easy. All you need to do, when you get the roses home, in fact, can we just show Bex?
Yeah, of course.
Because when they arrive, they're really tightly packed, so they'll arrive like this. Please don't look at, oh, there's not a lot there, because the reason why they're so tightly packed is to just retain as much moisture as possible in transit. Then you carefully unwrap them, and every rose will look something like this, so multi-stemmed.
So they've all got a little label on, so you know which one is which as well, so it's obviously colour-coded. What you're going to do is soak that rose. So soak the roots in a bucket of water. I would probably leave these overnight.
I would.
Certainly for a good 3-4 hours, but if you can just stick them in a bucket of water overnight, that's going to give them a good drink, it's going to rehydrate them, and then you can go ahead and plant them out. Excuse me. You will be getting your rose bloom booster with it, so put a little bit of that in the planting hole, no matter where you're planting them, put a little bit of that in there. It's got the mycorrhiza, it's got all that goodness, it's really going to help to establish those roots for you, and then you can sit back and you can wait, basically. In springtime, you'll start seeing the new shoots, you'll start seeing the new foliage, and you will get flowers next year. Obviously, it'll keep getting better over the years, but you will get flowers next year.
And all of those roses would be suitable in good-sized pots, because the average size are going to get to about 1 metre or so.
I've got a couple in our heavy-duty pots. And,
have you?
Yeah, I mean, they're temporary homes for the time being, but they're perfect for planting your roses in.
If you are putting them in your borders, just make sure that in the plant hole, just mix in some of our premium professional compost. If you bought the professional horse manure a few weeks ago, but just put it in there with, of course, your free gift today, the Bloom Booster as well. What's that, Bex?
Okay, so this was
this is
nice
good,
and popular in the week, actually. I need to get some of this as well. So this is our Sulphur Rose Spray-On, the perfect rose tonic for all year round, healthy blooms and foliage. So this is the natural enemy of black spot and powdery mildew. So all you have to do is spray this onto your roses, so onto the foliage, onto the stems, a little bit onto the ground as well, around the soil there. And what it's going to help to do is stop any spread of the spores. I did have a little bit of a problem with black spot this year. I did. And I was removing all the foliage and stuff. I mean, some I had to remove quite a lot of the foliage. But yeah, I'm definitely going to get some of this to really help stop that from happening.
I think because we had a wet summer.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it?
But I like the fact that you know, that it's not going to do any harm.
No.
It's say a very environmentally friendly product, but it will really address any issues.
Yeah, it's non-pesticide, so safe for wildlife, pets and bees on the label there. So
but
really, really good one.
Makes such a difference to things like the black spot and mildew
and
as well.
It's a big bottle as well. I don't know how many mils are in here. Oh, it's a 1 litre bottle. Shake well before use, but that's going to last quite a while as well.
Now, don't get hung up about pruning roses. It's not as difficult as we think. I just go the old 3Ds, don't you? Yeah. If you've got any sort of like damaged, diseased branches or dead branches, just remove them. But I do really think you need a sharp pair of secateurs. If your secateurs are blunt, that's when you kind of get a bad cut, and that's when disease can get in there. So treat yourself today. And although colours would vary with these, generally speaking, the secateurs are bright, aren't they?
They're bright, yeah. And
yes.
It's funny.
So you're not going to lose them.
Shaun was saying earlier, like, it's easy sometimes to throw them away, isn't it? And you don't realise.
The amount of times I've left some secateurs on the lawn or in a border, because I work quickly, and sometimes you just put your secateurs down, and then about 6 months later you suddenly find this rusty heap there, and you say, oh, there's my secateurs. But if they're bright coloured, you tend to see them. Yeah,
it's true. So they are Teflon coated, carbon steel blades. They've got the locking mechanism as well, so when you're not using them, obviously they're nice and safe. You've got the rubber grip on there as well, which obviously just makes it a little bit more comfortable to use. But I'm classically one of those people who keeps using secateurs for way longer than I should. Yeah. So yes, it's very important to make sure that you do replace your secateurs, that you keep those blades nice and sharp, so that you're not introducing any of the disease into the cuts that you make on your plants. And these are beautifully sharp. And I always think with secateurs, it's useful sometimes to have that second pair, isn't it? Yeah. But they're a really good price, and they're only $9.99 today. 120032. Now we are going to read out some of your comments, and a lot of you on the group chat. If you want to add a comment now, you can email us ygtv@yougarden.com. You can be part of the group chat on Facebook and on YouTube. If you don't know who we are, my name's Shaun Ryan. This is Bex Edwards, and Stu is the man behind the scenes, the clever one. So let's remind you of some of the things that we have seen so far on our show today. So we're doing an amazing offer on our Panzercool Wave. It's buy 10 and then get another 10 absolutely free. And remember, this is the Panzercool Wave that flowers for 10 months of the year. It will not stop flowering. It gently cascades, so it sort of tumbles over the sides of baskets and hanging baskets and, your containers. If you've got raised beds, it could look lovely. I mean, Mum's got a raised bed with railway sleepers, and it could look lovely just around those as well. So you are going to get a 20 free, and they will flower for 10 months of the year. The only time they stop flowering is really kind of July and August, when it gets a little bit too warm for them and they start to get a bit straggly. But what you can do is chop them back and put them in a shaded position, and they will bounce back in the autumn time. Then we've got the wallflowers. These are really nice, actually, really nice. They're called Tutti Frutti, more compact variety, but it's a really nice colourful mixed. So some really bright yellows and oranges and purples in there. And wallflowers, again, they're spring flowering. I tell you what, these look great with things like tete-a-tete and your tulips, but they'll start to flower about March, April, May. Generally speaking, when they flower, if you take off the dead flowering stems, you might get some side shoots flying as well, and they are very good at self-seeding. So once you've planted wallflowers, chances are you get some free ones popping up next year all over the garden. Sometimes you even see them growing out of walls and steps and things like that. 410021. Now we are really excited today to bring you a brand new rose, which is going to be Rose of the Year. It's already been given this award, Rose of the Year 2025. It's called You're My Everything. It's a beautiful rose, stunning kind of pinks to this and whites.
It's a really nice rose, isn't it? And again, as the rose opens and ages, it goes through different periods and chapters. So you can see there, I mean, this particular one has a bit more yellow in the centre, like orangey yellow colours. And the foliage on this one, it starts to grow foliage in the springtime. It comes out more reddy and then it goes to a lovely dark green. Nice scent on this one, but not too overpowering, sort of light, sort of fruity fragrance, but a very, very beautiful rose. It's got to be special because it is Rose of the Year 2025. Love the name of it as well, You're My Everything, so it could make a lovely gift at 54281. Then we've got 3 Philadelphus. Now these are known as the mock orange because they have got the most incredible citrus fragrance. The flowers are lovely, so they're like a double white flower. It's known as Snowbell, this one. It doesn't grow too big, so it's not going to overtake the garden. Nice and compact. They are deciduous, so they will lose the leaves in the winter time, but in spring they'll all burst back and you will get these amazing flowers in summer. 510 522. Incredible price on those, £6.64. And then one of my favourite peonies is the Bowl of Beauty. Now these arrive as bare roots. Do not be scared of planting these as bare roots. Could not be easier. The full instructions will be on the packet in terms of planting depth and spacing. They're just like a really sunny spot. Peonies like the sun and they like well-drained soil. Now it is going to take a few years for them to really produce masses of flowers, but you might well get a few next year. But year 2, year 3, year 4, you're going to get more and more and more. But it is a beautiful, beautiful coloured peony in yellow and pink. It's a beauty, really is. Hence the name, Bowl of Beauty. Then we've got one of my favourite plants. It's a hydrangea. But this variety is called Magical Matterhorn. Now again, it's compact, so 3 foot, metre or so in terms of height and width. Hydrangeas love to be moist, so just make sure this doesn't dry out. Hydrangeas hate drying out. They want to be in nice moist soil. I always think part sun, so you don't really want them to be in strong midday sun, so part sun, dapple shade, and these produce these incredible paniculata hydrangea flowers. So those lovely kind of cone-shaped flowers. They're, in terms of colour, they're kind of like, I would say like a vintage white, but you sometimes will see a little bit of more creams to them. You sometimes see a little bit more green tones, even the occasional flourish of pink as well. But a beautiful, beautiful hydrangea. And that should reach full maturity in maybe 3-4 years. It's not going to take long and very easy to look after. 511551 for the hydrangea Magical Matterhorn. Then we've got the Escallonia. This is a lovely plant. Now this one is evergreen, so you've got this really pretty foliage all year round. It's a compact plant, it's sort of like neat in terms of its growth habit, but in the summertime you get these incredible flowers which are lightly scented, and quite often you will get a second flourish, not as many, but a second flourish of flowers in the autumn time as well. And that's the Escallonia Pink L 510 545 at £9.99. Now I bought 3 of the next item this week, and this is the bromeliad. And I had this in my last garden and I loved it for the foliage, but I never got to flower because it was just in too much shade. So these want a nice bright position, really sunny, really bright, nice warm spot in your garden. And then in the summertime, they will produce these magnificent, kind of like out of this world flowers. Foliage is great. To me, it's like a cross between a grass and a succulent. So the leaves are quite strong and fleshy, and I think it would just, if you've got that little area that you want to make look tropical, Mediterranean, that is a definite one to go for. 560 100 for the bromeliad Bicolour Hardy, and that is only £8.99 for club members. I think we said, Bex, Hardy, it's about -5 on that one. I mean, mine survived every winter, I'll be honest, but
yeah, it needs a little bit of protection from winter wet, I would suggest.
It would be like cold and boggy.
Yeah,
no.
Don't put it somewhere boggy, but pretty hardy, yes.
Because I never lost mine in a single winter, never did.
Yeah, absolutely, nice and easy to look after, but definitely quite stunning, isn't it?
Yeah. And mine will be arriving this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love it when you get a delivery.
Yeah, I do.
It's exciting.
I love every part of the process when you place an order with YouGarden, because you put in the offer code today, YGTV 4524. You see how much you're saving, then you get confirmation of your order, and then you Then you know when it's been dispatched. And then you know when it's going to arrive.
I like the countdown. I like it when you get the notifications to say it's 9 stops away. And
9 stops.
I'm at home.
8 stops.
I can get it.
Do you know what? I end up thinking, oh, well, you know, I'll put the washing on. Oh, no, I'll just wait for my order. I'll do a bit of cleaning. Oh, no, it's only 7 stops away now. I'll have a cup of coffee and just wait. But it is exciting. Right, who's in the group chat?
Oh, everybody's in the group chat. Hang on, let me click back onto YouTube because there's so much going on. So good morning to Alistair. Alistair has joined us.
Morning,
He says,
Alistair.
Good morning, everyone. Neil says he's got his tete-a-tete to plant and some
Same
white
here.
mascari. Elaine says just
Was
got
that the Alba ones you got? Oh, it was Alba, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
album. Yeah. Elaine says just got 1 packet of Stargazer lily bulbs to plant. That's it.
Well done, Elaine.
Grimmy says he's only got a pack of 100 left to plant. You're all ahead of me. You're all way ahead of me. William is saying the more I see those April pots, I'm going to get them. I'm not surprised. They are absolutely beautiful. Elaine says the heavy-duty pots are brilliant. I have lots of trees in and shrubs in them as well. She's got the pink L. What else is William saying? Pansy cool wave stew. Oh, so what do you think you're going to plant in the Aprils, William? And he's saying pansy cool waves. Yes, absolutely. Neil, huge thanks to customer services for quickly dispatching an item that got missed in my last packed order. Top service. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
And if ever you do have a problem, and you've got to imagine we do dispatch millions of plants every year, but please let us know, because our customer service are brilliant. They will always do their very best to more than put things right. So that is important.
It's true.
We would hate you to be unhappy. If a plant arrives and it's not quite what you thought it'd be, maybe, you know, it's not as big as you thought it'd be, whatever, let us know and we'll put it right.
Definitely. Glyn, hello Glyn, good morning to you. He says he's just been for a wander around the garden. Oh dear, and he's spotted the daffodils and crocuses are emerging.
Really? Oh, see, that worries me a little bit. But it's warm, isn't it?
I'm hopeful that they'll poke and then it'll get cold and they'll die back down and then they'll come back up again when they're supposed to.
Or
That's
at least just
fingers
stay
crossed
static.
At least. Elaine is saying, so she said about her peony, 32 years old, and that's a year before her daughter was born. And then she goes on to explain that all her roses are planted for my children and grandchildren when they were born, which I absolutely love. I think that's brilliant. Love that kind of thing.
Yeah, I do.
What else? Oh, Glyn says he's already planted 400 daffodils and about 300 crocus. Well done to you.
Well done.
And William says, oh my, looks like that rose, hang on, that rose, you're my everything. I could put that in my other April planter.
That'd look what, the rose of the year?
Yeah.
I think that would look really stunning.
I agree. I think that'd look really pretty in
let me
there.
just, in fact, let me just get the picture so you can see. I think that really works, don't you?
It's going to look so good.
Yeah. Because you can imagine this has got quite dark green foliage as well.
Yeah.
So that...
Yeah, that's not true to size, says Stu. You're not going to get a rose that big.
No.
I mean, they will be pretty big, but not that big.
But anyway, that just shows you how the colour goes with the April planters.
And Elena sent us a picture. So she sent us Christmas box and the blue heron underneath in the pot. So the sarcococca, which is going to be budding up, I'm sure. Let me just squeeze in a little bit. Yeah, you can see that there's little flowers appearing on that sarcococca. So yeah, that's going to be really fragrant soon. And then there's the cordalis just peeking out in the pot there.
Oh yeah,
there it is.
But the sarcococca looks really healthy. I mean, look at the foliage.
It's so glossy, isn't it? And this is why we love sarcococca. The Christmas box is so pretty. And the fragrance you're going to get from that soon is going to be incredible.
Yeah, and if you want one of those, they're on a website. We should say, by the way, you can buy anything from the YouGarden website, not just the items we've got on the show, but you just need to use our code. So as long as you can buy anything, if you think, oh, I like to look at that sarcococca, just type it in, you'll find it, but always use our code, because that will give you all the extra discounts and your free gift, of course, as well. YGTV.
Saying that, somebody, and I can't find the comment now, but somebody in the group was asking about if we've got azaleas on the show, which we don't have on the show today, but exactly that. You can go onto the website. I'm fairly certain we'll have some azaleas somewhere.
We have.
So go and have a little search on the website. You can still add those into your basket.
Yeah. But thanks for all the comments.
Yeah, loads of people in there this morning, so thank you so much. Honestly, it makes what we do here just so much easier and so much more enjoyable when you're a part of the show. It really does.
It's so we are part of a garden community, and I went to see my friend Matt in Oney, which is near Milton Keynes, and yes, I have got friends too. And what was so lovely is that Matt and we share things. So I went and took some plants for him and some things I'd grown, and he did the same. He was like, "Oh, I've got these, and I walked around his garden. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember giving you that, and I remember giving you that." So it's nice, isn't it?
It's lovely.
But it isn't just about physically sharing plants. It's about sharing our knowledge and our ideas, isn't it? And often we get inspired. We look at your plants, and Bex and I will sometimes say, "Oh yeah, I want one of those," or like that layout that you've done there. So yeah, it's wonderful. So I think we all help each other, don't we, here at YouGarden? And what a great hobby we've all got. I called it a hobby the other day. Who was it? Sunday message. It's not a hobby. It's a lifestyle. Yeah. But it is wonderful. And Bex and I were saying, whenever we're a bit down, sometimes you wake up and you're like not in a good place. The moment you get outside in the garden, you feel good, don't you? You really do. And I always, even this morning, I always wander around my garden. And I did this morning, and yeah, I just loved it. Even though it was cold and it was wet, I still loved checking what was coming up, what was looking good. My pampas still looks amazing, I have to say.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, pampas does. It tends to look amazing right the way through winter, doesn't
it?
It's all about the geranium rose. I'm in my garden. I can't believe how good that still looks.
I know.
Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Camellia Yuletide. I can't believe we're still bringing you this, but you're loving it, which is why we are still bringing it to you. It's the most amazing plant to have in your winter garden because it's called Yuletide for a reason. It will flower for you throughout the winter months and around that Christmas season. We can see that beautiful... It doesn't look real, does it?
It doesn't.
Look at that gorgeous flower that's on there at the moment.
I mean, those stamens are they're so big, aren't they?
So proud,
yeah.
honestly. And behind that flower, by the way, if I can do it without breaking it, look,
wow.
There's another 2 big buds there. There's another 2 just down by my finger here as well. So there's loads of buds on there. And it's all over the plant as well. Bright red flowers, gorgeous yellow stamens, glossy green foliage, and it looks like that over the Christmas series.
and the foliage is, as Bex was saying, that it's a really rich dark green, and it looks good. That foliage is there all year round. Now, a few little ideas. If I love Christmas. I know not everyone loves Christmas. I love Christmas, but for me, it's all about making the house look magical. And I really spend quite a bit of time making the front door and the entrance to my home look magical for Christmas, because we do a lot of entertaining in our house. So I'm just thinking 2 of these in pots on either side of your front door. Yeah. I'd put some pine cones around them, maybe, things like that.
Absolutely.
You could underplant them with hellebores. Anything is hellebores don't want an acid compost, this does. But do you know what? You could even just put pots of hellebores. You don't actually physically have to plant them in there. You can just do
get
a temporary
display. Put the hellebores around the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
So just think, if you want to really have a wonderful Christmas display, these would be fantastic. But they're not just for Christmas, because they are going to keep flying into January time as well. You are going to get that foliage all year round. But I just think that is really quite striking, isn't it?
Very, very striking. Classic Christmas colours, the red and the green. They're pollinator friendly as well, so definite food source for any of those pollinators that are around over the winter months. Really long lived as well. Camellias can live decades, so this is a plant that you can have in your garden for many, many years. Now,
in terms of saving money, you always save money with YouGarden TV, as you know. But
you're in the right place.
When I've gardened all my life, ever since I was a child, but when I got my first garden, do you know what? And I had a bit of money at the time. I'd landed a really good job, and I would sometimes go to the garden centre and just see a big established plant and go, I'll have that. And I could afford to do it in those days. But as I've got a bit older, I never do that. I mean, no, occasionally I might buy something that's fully grown, but I like to buy things quite often as a smaller plant, a plug plant, and see the journey, because it's so much more satisfying, isn't it? And what we've got for you right now, 12 plug plants with our cottage garden perennials, but you'll also get another 12 free. Now, I could kick myself, because I potted mine up about 3 weeks ago.
Right.
And I nearly brought them in today, and I don't know why I didn't.
Oh, never mind. Don't worry.
But I'll do it next. Look, hopefully, if these are still off next week, I'll bring them in. But it is amazing how they have grown in just 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. Yeah, we planted them about 3 weeks ago. Some of those have doubled in size already, I would say. And what Bex and I are going to recommend, you could put these straight in the ground because they're all winter hardy. However, because of the size of them, they could get a little bit lost in your beds and your borders. You might forget about them. Some of them are herbaceous, so some will die down in the winter. So we think it's a lot safer to grow them in pots, in 9th century pots, and then put them in the ground in springtime, in early spring. And you've got such an amazing selection here. And they are, look, we're working out 24 plants for $12.99. It's about 50p a plant.
Yeah. Absolutely. So all you need to do, I mean, look how rooted they are.
Yeah.
Look, they are so rooty, really good quality. So all you need to do is pot them up into some little pots. You could keep them outside. We're not saying you need to keep them inside. They can be kept outside, but it's probably just a bit wiser to put them into pots, grow them on, and then plant them out, next year in springtime. They all come in our lovely slimline packaging that you can see here. They are labelled as well, so you know which is which. The label on the front marries up to the letter on the windows of the boxes there, so you know which plant is which. Just make sure you label them when you put them into pots, because next year you'll be like, which ones are which? I'm rubbish at doing that, but yeah, if you label them, you'll know what they are, and then you can plant them out. This gives you an idea of what you might be receiving. It is not guaranteed, but this is a really good representation. We've got Rudbeckia, Coreopsis, we've got Aquilegia, Verbena bonariensis, we've got the hollyhocks, we've got the Dalmatian hollyhocks in there as well. I mean, there's just
the
so
digitalis,
many
yes,
in
foxgloves.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Hollyhocks. but we have got hollyhocks.
We have got hollyhocks.
We've got the Chater's mix, the doubles.
I meant those.
GMs. Look, it's
so many gorgeous colours. They're all going to flower at different times for you. They're going to get to really good sizes. So we are talking about an amazing collection.
And it is that journey. You're buying them for like 50p a plant right now. You can pot them up. That's going to take you 5-10 minutes.
Not long at all.
And then next spring, you'll be putting them out in your pots, your containers, and then you'll have these for many years, if not decades. So it's I think it's a great way of saving money, getting great value, but also really enjoying the process and the gardening journey with these.
Yeah.
And they're all winners, aren't they? You look at those. There's not a bad one amongst those.
No, not
I'd say
at all.
you may get some slightly different ones, but they'll all be tried and tested perennials that will grow very nicely in all gardens in the UK. Now we're going to move on to our Imperata Red Baron Bloodgrass, which is, I mean, historically this has been the best-selling grass, the best-selling ornamental grass.
Well, it's one of the most beautiful ones, isn't it? Because this is what you can be getting in your garden. Right now, you can see that they turn to this lovely sort of deep burgundy colour. But in the summertime, if you plant this in a bright sunny spot, you will get the bright red spikes of grass from this. It's incredible the colours that you can get, reaching about 50 centimetres in height. It will spread as well, so it'll spread by about 30 centimetres. You can divide those clumps in later years too and spread this around to wherever you want in your garden. But it's one of the most stunning of the ornamental grasses, and that's why it's such a popular one. And today you're getting all three, which is great.
I mean, the value is incredible. We could not keep up with the demand on this actually in the height of season. Everyone went crazy. Grasses are really popular nowadays, and I think it's because we have so many wonderful varieties, but also again they like the wet climate. So this, I'm thinking, there were quite a few things that did not like the wet summer, but grasses loved it. They really did. They do flower, by the way, so you do get these lovely kind of silvery flowers in the summer, but they are predominantly grown for their incredible foliage. We were asked the other day when to cut them back. I always say I do mine March time, because you start to get loads of really good, healthy growth at the bottom of these. So I tend to just chop off any of the straggly foliage in sort of March time, that all the new growth comes through. But it's a lovely grass, really is.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful, and it's just a once a year thing as far as the maintenance is concerned. So this is really, grasses are known for being low maintenance, and so this is a low maintenance plant for you to put in your garden. But please don't think that it's just about, because you see a lot of low maintenance sort of gravel gardens that have got grasses in there. Mix these into your borders, they look really good mixed in because they provide that lovely contrast. But likewise, as you can see in that picture, just planted in a pot by itself, that looks beautiful too.
Yeah. I love that grass. I really do. Right. Thank you to everyone that's placing orders today.
Yeah,
by the
thank
way,
you.
we're live till 12:30.
Yeah.
So now we just to, if you're new, we have a live show on a Sunday 9:30 till 12:30, and on a Thursday 10 till 1. But you can, so it's 6 hours a week. We do more shows in peak season. So once we sort of get to the end of February, March, we do have lots of extra shows as well. But you can always order any time, but use the offer code. So that is really important. And if you missed maybe Thursday's show, go onto YouTube, go onto our website, and you can stream any shows that you've missed as well. So it's great. You can, and it's all you need to do. So there's the YouGarden TV logo. Missed a show, catch up here. That's the green ones to go to our live show. There we are, Bex.
Hey, look.
Hang on.
It's not the 3rd of October. I think that should say November, because it was the 3rd last week, shouldn't it? Oh my word! They were saying, look, everything's available, and there's a mixture somewhere.
Yeah.
But there's all the shows that you can watch.
Yeah. And just very quickly, I know a lot of you placing orders. Don't forget, if you need compost, we have got our premium professional compost available for you right now. Now, as we approach 11 a.m. on this Remembrance Sunday, we here at YouGarden will join the rest of the country in a 2-minute silence to remember those who lost their lives in the 2 world wars and other conflicts. Hey, welcome back to YouGarden TV with myself, Shaun, and Bex.
Hello.
Hello. So if you want to come through, have a little chat, we would love that. But we are just going to go back to our premium professional compost, because I know lots of you are ordering, buying more bulbs, more plants, some of the perennials, and we want to make sure that every plant that you buy from us gets the best start in life. And this premium professional compost certainly does that. And I was just thinking, I mean, we were at one point tallying up how many litres of this we'd sold. Do you remember?
Yeah. We were adding it up in Olympic-sized swimming pools.
That's right,
we?
yeah. And then it just, we sort of gave up.
Yeah,
I mean,
there was so much.
Yeah. And actually, if you ever, I mean, this is a working nursery here. We're in the potting shed in the middle of an 11-acre nursery. But if you ever go outside, the amount of bags of compost you see being dispatched every day is mammoth. And
bags
I know
and bags of it.
It really,
Stacks of it,
every day.
Yeah.
I mean, God, in the last couple of weeks, I must have ordered a dozen bags of this, but I've been doing a lot of planting out. But we have got the 2 times 50 litres for £24.98. The discount club price is £22.48. But you might be new to YouGarden, thinking, well, why is that compost so good? First of all, it is multi-purpose. So everything from seeds to trees and everything in between.
Yeah, this whole, you need a bag of this for that, and a bag of this for something else, and a different bag for something else. It really is quite clever marketing, isn't it? It's a way of getting you to spend your money on lots and lots of different things. Really, this compost has been designed to be able to use for 98% of what you're going to be putting in your garden and in your home as well, because it works beautifully for indoor plants. And the only other one that you're potentially going to need is ericaceous compost for, you know, your camellias and rhododendrons, azaleas, that sort of thing. This compost has been designed to be used for the majority of the things you put in your garden. So don't feel like you have to go to the garden centre and buy a bag of number 7 and a number 11, or whatever the different numbers are. It really isn't necessary. Yeah. This one has been designed for multi-purpose.
And this compost does contain some peat still. We're just going to put it out there. We do peat-free compost. But if you're somebody that hasn't really had great success with peat-free, and I haven't, I'll be honest, some are okay, but I did a bit of a trial this year with my tomatoes. I did half in our compost, half in the peat-free, and the ones in the peat-free just dried out all the time. They really did. They just constantly dried out.
Oh, they've got this weird texture to them that when you water them, all of the compost runs out of the pot.
Yeah.
Because it's got a particular texture to it, hasn't it?
I mean, do you remember I got you to try some of my tomatoes?
Yes, and they did not... Sorry, Shaun, but they didn't taste very nice.
They were fibrous, weren't they?
They weren't good.
No.
I mean, the taste was nice. It was the texture that wasn't nice.
So you still do have peat in here, but we have reduced the quantity over the years. But that is only part of the story. 50% of this is composted wood fibre. And when we say composted wood fibre, look at the degree that it's been composted down. Look how fibrous this is and how even it is. And when you think about growing seeds in here, for example, a tiny seed with tiny little roots, that has to be able to get into that compost very easily and get all the nutrients, water, oxygen, all the feed it needs, and that fibrous texture allows it to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so even, isn't it?
So even, no great big lumps and chunks, which I've been always disappointed with when I buy a different bag of compost. There's always great big sticks in there that you pick out before you can then start planting. So yeah, this is why I don't buy other compost anymore. Really fabulous texture. Great if you're planting seeds. Think about that tiny little seed that's got to sprout and send roots out. And if there's great big twigs in there, or it's a really claggy, thick, heavy compost, it's going to really struggle to do that. Never struggles in this compost. There is a reason we use it here at the nursery where we grow plants. And that's because it works. Yeah. Quite simply, it works.
You've also got a slow release fertiliser in that. That will feed your plants for up to 5 months, maybe 6 months. And they're the little green balls that you will see in there, spread generously throughout the compost. There's also what we call a pH buffer, as we've said a few times today. this compost is perfect for everything apart from your acid-loving plants. And I like the wetting agent here.
Yeah, so it really helps the water stick to the compost, essentially, rather than it running over the side, or you have to stand there for
really
ages trying to get it to. It actually soaks into there, and then the composted wood fibre helps to hold on to that moisture as well.
And I know with the hanging baskets, I look after the pub garden in our village, and there are many hanging baskets. And I know sometimes on a really horrible, windy winter's day.
Yeah, they dry out so quick, don't they?
Yeah. They really, really can dry out even in the winter time. So to be able to rehydrate them pretty much instantly is such a blessing. Now, if you do buy this today, don't forget you will also get your free gift, even if you're just buying compost. The price has not gone up in about 18 months. I mean, I think it is due for a price increase. I've not heard there's going to be one. But it is due for one. So make sure you get it at the price we've got today, which is £24.98. And if you are a club member, one of our 45,000, you'll get it for £22.48. And your free gift is worth £5, and it is the Ultimate Rose Bloom Booster. And this isn't just for feeding roses, all of your shrubs pretty much as well. And you've got in here really high quantities of your NPK, but also you've got mycorrhiza, which is great for establishing new roots.
All the trace elements that you could possibly need. I mean, honestly, plants need feeding. They don't just want to be watered. We can't live on water alone, and neither. I mean, our plants can survive, but they won't thrive, and that's the important thing. We want bigger plants, we want better flowers, we want more fruits, and that's how you get it, by feeding your plants.
Now, loads of you are going for these. They've been really popular. They are the April round planter. They've been massively reduced in price. So it's £17.99, but you can double up and go for two for £19.99, which is an incredible value. Great drainage, and I've said it many times in recent months, because we do get sometimes a huge amount of rain now in the UK. It's just so important to have decent drainage in pots. There's a takeaway in Stamford, a town near where I live, and the other week they've got pots outside, and literally the plants were swimming in water, and they'll be dead now.
Yeah.
Most plants hate being waterlogged.
Yeah, most plants can recover better from being underwatered than they can from being overwatered. Overwatering is the death of many plants.
It rots them, it rots the roots.
Yeah.
So good drainage is so important. I know Stu's just said in the group chat there's a lot of banter right now about the seasons kind of all merging together, and I feel the same quite often. I mean, it's really warm at the moment, but it's overcast. I mean, I remember November as a child, bonfire night. I remember it being freezing, don't you?
Bitter, bitterly cold.
Seeing your breath, you couldn't feel your fingers.
Yeah,
but it's
you're trying to get as close to the bonfire as possible.
Yeah, but it's really mild at the moment, isn't it? But then we had a bit of a rubbish summer where it was just not as warm as we like it, not as dry. So the bottom line is, yes, the UK does seem a lot wetter. Great drainage is so important. I love those planters, don't you?
Great deal, double up here. So put two in your basket, enter the code, and that's where you get those savings happening.
And it's only £2 for a second pot.
Amazing.
Fantastic value. But we are very excited today.
Yeah.
Very, very excited.
Because we're here in the shed together.
What? I'm glad you still get excited by me, Bex.
I do. I'm with Shaun Ryan off of the telly. I mean, I've got the best job.
You know.
I've got the best job.
Do you know what the nicest thing? We do love being here together in the potting shed, but it's been with you at home, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true.
And being surrounded by plants. How wonderful. We are very, very lucky, aren't we?
Very.
And putting up with Stu. Nah, we love Stu. But what is really exciting today is that we have got a head start on next year's Rose of the Year. This is going to be Rose of the Year 2025. It's called You're My Everything. Lovely name. But look at the rose itself. She is a beauty.
Absolute stunner, yes.
She is.
I mean, thing is going to turn into this beauty that you can see right now. I mean, the yellow colour of the rose that you've got in the centre there, and then it transitions out to a more creamy colour, and then those vibrant pink-tipped edges. It's a standout. It really is a standout rose. It's a hybrid tea as well, which I don't know. Look, I like all the roses, but hybrid tea tends to just be that little bit more special because you get larger flowers on a hybrid tea. You get a single flower per stem, so they're even better for cut flower displays, and the fragrance tends to be stronger on hybrid teas.
And I was just thinking, most florists, yes, they do use hybrid tea roses. Yes. You do see the floribunda, the small roses clustered together in displays, but no, the single hybrid tea roses tend to be a little bit more show-stopping, don't they?
Special, yeah. Definitely.
But I just think that is the most beautiful rose. I mean, to get the accolade of Rose of the Year 2025, it's got to be a beauty.
It's a big competition.
Yeah,
absolutely. To get that, it's incredible. I love the fact that we've got it early.
Yes.
That you can get it in your garden and you can grow the Rose of the Year before it's the Rose of the Year. That's super exciting.
And don't forget, eats a bare root, simple to plant.
So easy.
Give it a drink overnight in a bucket of water. Plant that. It'd be very happy in one of the April planters that we've just shown you. It'd be very happy in there for a few years. When it comes to depth of planting, there's a bit of a debate if you actually look online how to plant a rose, because that's called the union there. They're where the stems join the roots. But generally speaking, most people put the union just slightly beneath the surface of the soil.
Yeah, there's a whole. Does it go below? Does it go above? Does it go just at soil level? Do your own research on this. There's some that say if you put it below, it helps stability of the plant. Just do your own reading as far as that's
but it's
concerned.
Not a deal breaker. That's what I'm going to say.
It is not a deal breaker at all. I've planted multiple roses in my lifetime now. Now that I'm into it, and I've done all of them, and they're all growing beautifully. So don't fuss, don't worry.
I tend to, because my garden's quite exposed and windy, I tend to always put the union below the soil just because the winds could make it rock around.
Absolutely.
That is a beautiful rose of the Year 2025. You get it, we're one of the first in the UK to have it. Next year you are going to see that. It's going to be a massive huge, story.
I imagine imagine the rose stands at like Chelsea and all the places
absolutely.
Next year. That's going to be a big deal.
But you can plant it now and get a head start. And you're only getting it for, $13.49. Been really popular, so thank you. Elaine got hers, didn't she?
Well
thank you,
done,
Elaine.
Can't wait to see the pictures next year.
William wants that one as well.
Good.
I've placed an order this week, but that is going on my second order.
I can't find another one, so I'm going to have to wait, I'm afraid.
So this, I think, is one of the best buys today, the Hydrangea Magical Matterhorn. The price, bear in mind, it's not in a 1 litre pot or even a 2. It's already really well established in a 3 litre pot.
Let's get it out of the pot, I'll show you.
It's a big plant already, and it's not going to be long till this is full size. A few years, and this will be full size. Gets to about a metre or so, not a massive hydrangea. But look at the roots on that, Bex.
Oh, there's a little worm in the bottom of that pot as well.
Well, that's doing it good.
There it is, look. There he is. Little wormy, hello. But really rooty, really healthy, very, very strong and healthy plant for you. And we've talked a lot about hydrangeas and how they are so well suited to our British climate. And this one is a compact plant, so more compact than other varieties of hydrangea, probably getting to maybe about 3 feet height and spread, 80 centimetres thereabouts. But what you're not compromising on with this plant is the size of the flowers. You're still going to get really gorgeous, large flowers. Repeat flowering as well.
By the way, that Philadelphia's proving popular too.
Is it?
Yeah, the two would work quite well together, actually.
They would.
But I love the shape of these, don't you? That cone shape. And if you count how many flowers are in each cluster there, hundreds and hundreds.
Yeah, definitely.
And what a lot of people are doing, and it's a real kind of gardening trend right now, they are planting hydrangeas en masse. People are doing whole borders of hydrangeas.
Yeah.
And I think this one, en masse, would look absolutely incredible. Elaine bought 4 of these last Sunday. They do make great cut flowers as well. A lot of florists are using hydrangeas as cut flowers. My supermarket had 3 big hydrangeas with a bit of foliage, £20. And I was like sort of tempted. I was like, no, not £20. Prefer to buy some plants. So loads you're going for that. The price is amazing. Got £20 saving. And then you just got a little peek of our mock orange, the Philadelphus. This is another beauty, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wish it was in flower right now because the fragrance on Philadelphus is incredible.
I love a bit of fragrance, honestly. It's nice to look at things in the garden, but the fragrance when it's rising through your garden on a lovely summer's evening, it is incredible. And that's when this will flower. June, July time, right in the height of summer. You'll get those beautiful double blooms, but those white petals, which we've been talking about a lot. We know white is amazing because it goes with absolutely everything. It's not fussy on soil type. It's nice and easy to grow. Definitely try and position this where you're going to enjoy that fragrance the most. And you could put this into a pot quite happily for it to be a feature plant, but it would work great in a border somewhere, reaching about 4 feet in height and spread ultimately once it gets going.
And a nice sunny position, ideally.
Yeah, definitely. You want a sunny... It can probably cope with a little bit of shade, but, you know, a good sunny position will help you to get lots of flowers.
I was going to say, I think the more sun, the more
totally.
flowers you will definitely get with that. And it's such a good time to plant now.
It is.
The ground is warm. It's wet. It's the perfect time to plant. And by planting these now, they've got all winter to establish. And look at the price today, $7.49, not for one or even two.
That's a great
three.
price.
It is.
That is a great price. You're getting all 3 of those included for $7.49, $6.74 if you're in the club. Wow.
It works out.
£2.25 each.
Yeah, $2.25. And have you got any vouchers? Did you join the club recently and now you've got some vouchers to spend?
You can get all 3 of those for £1.74 if you're in the club.
Yeah. Now, I know you will be paying postage.
That'd be so good.
But we will cap the postage per order at $6.99. If you manage to get your order over £40, maybe you're going to go for some compost, the planters, rows of the year. If you get your order to over £40, you will get free delivery as well. It's brilliant. Right, bit of Tutti Frutti for you now. There was a song Tutti Frutti, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Was it Little Richard? Yeah, Little Richard.
Oh, Rudy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little Richard.
I don't know why I'm doing this. Tutti Frutti. But it's also the name of this rather fabulous wallflower called Sunset Tutti Frutti. I like that title, actually, because Tutti Frutti you think of lots and lots of bright colours.
Yeah.
But Sunset you think of like yellows and ochres and oranges, and that's exactly what you've got here. That is a beautiful colour palette, isn't it?
Yeah, gorgeous colour palette, absolutely, yeah. It's a hybrid variety, bred for stronger growth, vigorous growth and a long flowering season. So this should be flowering for you between March and April next year. Really important to get it in the ground now.
Yeah.
You can't plant it next year and expect it to flower. That won't work. You need to plant it now so that your garden can be filled with those beautiful colours, but also, importantly, the fragrance that you get from this, because it really does have a very rich, sweet scent. Great for bringing indoors as well if you want to.
And I was just thinking, when I've grown wallflowers, they do tend to be very resilient.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know, they don't tend to be affected massively by slugs. They... Yeah, some winter bedding, if it's too wet, it tends to go a bit mushy or have lots of problems. Wallflowers are super hardy. And the great thing is, I've said it several times, but they do tend to self-seed. So quite often, I mean, you think about if you live in like the country like I do, there's lots of like stone walls and stone buildings where I live, and you'll often see wallflowers just growing out of nothing. It's amazing. My mum's got some growing in a stone wall in her garden, don't know where they came from. And they look amazing. They really do. So I love wallflowers. I planted them last year in some of the pub containers, and they gave a massive show.
Yeah, and they're nice and easy.
Yeah.
They're nice and compact. Get to about 30 centimetres by 30 centimetres, and all you have to do is a little bit of deadheading throughout that flowering season. Once they start to fade, chop them down. That will encourage more blooms to come through, making sure that you're getting the most out of them.
And they just give you that extra bit of height.
Yeah.
When you think of pansies, primroses, they tend to be a lot nearer to the ground, but with wallflowers, you do get that extra bit of height. They look great by that. I think if you've got daffodils and tete-a-tetes.
Oh yeah, because they'll be flowering flowering at the perfect time.
All together.
We said this on Thursday, didn't we? With your spring flowering bulbs, if you mix them in where you've planted them, they'll all come up together.
And it is a buy one get one free today, and that's 410021. Just use that code YGTV4524. And then finally, just over this side of the potting shed, we are doing an amazing deal on our Pansy Cool Wave. Buy one pack of 10 and get another 2 packs free. I make that 30 then.
That's 30 garden-ready plants. That's incredible. And for a plant that's going to... So each one of those plugs, each one of those 30 plants that you're going to get, they will spread by about 30 centimetres. They'll trail by about 30 centimetres. So multiply that out to 30 plants and you've got so much area covered here. Who's trying to pull that one out?
Right, so a little tip. No, the flower's fine. You didn't notice that. So look, the flower's fine, fine. But what I wanted to do was just take that flower off, just to also show you that they are edible.
Look at that little face on there, though. It's such a happy little face, that
seriously,
one.
losing one flower is nothing, because these will produce hundreds, if not thousands.
You'll get loads of them. And it'll flower for a good 10 months of the year as well.
And what you want to do when you get these home, I mean, they may need a little bit of a water, because they will have been in transit for a day or so, but just give them a really good squeeze, because the roots are massive on these.
Yeah, they're really good, aren't they?
Yeah. What I sometimes do, by the way, is just get a little stick and just poke through the hole in the bottom. That just gives them a bit of a nudge. But look at those. That's what we're talking about. They're fantastic,
healthy.
aren't
That's
they?
garden ready.
Yeah.
That is the garden ready plants for you. Really healthy. A lot of people grow these as annuals, and you can. I've done it in the past. You've grown for a season, get rid, throw them away. But actually, they can be perennial. They just slow down a little bit during the summer months. Trim them right back, bring them back out again later on in the year, and they will flower again for you. This is a fantastic thing about pansies. You're going to get so many of them. The colour combination is incredible as well. Works so well together. The yellow. I mean, we do the berries and cream mix, but you get the yellow really making that whole collection pop and come together.
And I mean, that is just a sea of colour, isn't it? You can barely see the foliage on those. So it's an amazing variety. The breeding behind this is just incredible. So please don't think, I've had pansies before. Ours had dried out a bit, I'll be honest. We've just given it water. I think they're perking up a bit, aren't they?
Yeah, they are perking up. They'll be fine.
But it is a fantastic variety that flowers for 10 months of the year. It just dies down a bit in the height of summer, like July, August. But you can get these to last for many, many years. So you might want to throw them away when it gets to summertime and just put in your summer bedding, or just chop them back, put them in a slightly shady position, and they'll bounce back the following autumn. And to get that amazing deal, buy one, get 2 free, you just need to use the offer code YGTV4524. Right, leaves are still in abundance, aren't they? They're still coming down from the trees. And we have got the most incredible rake from Spear & Jackson for you right now. Now, I bought this, but I only actually tried it for about, I think the first time was about 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, about that.
Hang on, you've broken it.
I haven't. It's fine.
Because this is what it's supposed to do. It's a massive rake, but you can use it as a smaller rake for things like your beds and borders. But the 2 sides unclip, and they suddenly turn your hands into Edward Scissorhands. And that means that you can literally grab a huge amount of leaves up in seconds. So Stu said, good for clearing up children's bedrooms if you don't want to touch them. Yeah, all those dirty clothes on the floor.
Yeah, it's just use the hands.
But seriously, I was so impressed with this rake. So let's have a look at it in my garden. Now, I've only just discovered this from Spear & Jackson, and I am absolutely gobsmacked how good it is. First of all, it's really lightweight. So something like my mum, who really struggles with any heavy equipment, super lightweight, but look at the size of it. I mean, what, is it 3 times the size of my rake? And the great thing is, I mean, this is brilliant, watch this. You get so many leaves in one go, look at this. And it gets every one of them. Oh, like a kid with a new toy, I absolutely love it. That is amazing. I'm doing some more. I love it. Seriously, I've only just discovered this today. That is amazing. That is one of the best new garden products I have seen. So this rake gets even better because it's actually a 3-in-1. So if you want to use it as a smaller rake, then you just take the 2 side panels off. But the great thing is these become your giant hands, your leaf grabbers. So you can just look at this. This is the coolest rake I have ever seen. And it makes that tedious job of gathering up the leaves, and there's a lot of them if you live where I do in the country, but a lot of us have got trees or trees that overlook our garden. I think that deserves a round of applause, don't you? Love it. I'll just go back to my other one, right, just to show you. So this is how I've been raking my leaves, and I lose the will to live. Look. It's like, it's really, really tedious. And yes, it does, I'm out of breath now. It eventually gets them up, but it's slow. And I often find that the leaves, they actually stick on there, they get stuck. Right, I don't have time for that, I'm a busy man. So are we ready? Here we go. Let's just do loads and loads of leaves in one go. Here we go. And it doesn't leave a single one behind. That is a really good product, isn't it? That's changed my life in autumn. So it is from Smith & Jackson. It's super size. And it is one of, well, I can always say that is the best rake I've ever found for leaves. Superb. I wish I'd discovered it a long time ago. But anyway, at least I've got it for this autumn. That is such a brilliant rake. And if you want to buy it, it's on our website. Just literally just type in rake. I'm sure it'll come up. Let's have a go.
There it is.
Yay, there you go. Have we, oh, great. I was just going to say, have we got any reviews yet? Because it's brand new. All of the reviews, all right, there's only been 3, but every single one is 5-star. Can we read the reviews? Go on, let's have a little look. I'm intrigued. So, brilliant in removing the leaves without damaging the lawn. Really very pleased with this purchase. Excellent product purchased as a present for elderly relatives. Rakes up leaves on her lawn without dragging out the thatch. It's a very good point. Very light and easy to use. And what's Barry had to say? Oh, he said, a bit fiddly to put together the first time. I agree, Barry. No, I wouldn't say really fiddly, but, you know, you get the hang of it. But once you've got the hang of it, changing the size of the rake becomes easier. Gathers leaves together very well, and probably the best rake I've ever bought.
Amazing. And honestly, do your research, check the prices, because we certainly have got the amazing price.
They don't.
Yeah, really good price here.
And if you are one of our club members, you get a £3 discount as a club member. And if you are going to order on the phone tomorrow, it's 16, if I remember right, was it 160? What is it?
484.
484, that's it, Bex. Gosh, she's good. 160484. But yeah, if you just buy it today, but always use that offer code YGTV4524 because that gives you a free gift and all the other promotions as well. And the free gift today is
the Rose Bloom Booster. And the reason that we're giving that as a free gift is because we have got a little bit of a focus on various different roses throughout the show today. But it doesn't just work on roses. You can use this on the other shrubs and perennials in your garden. It's still got all the NPK, the trace elements, all the things that your plants need.
And mycorrhizal, which we've talked about several times, and that is brilliant for establishing root growth.
Yes.
It really is. We sell mycorrhizal, but it's in there as well. So it's a brilliant free gift, and you will get one of those with every order. So if you're placing separate orders today, you'll get several gifts, basically. Right, we've also got some really great deals. Do you not really use the word bargain, though? But sometimes the word bargain cheapens things, but these are an absolute steal of a deal, aren't they? But they're beautiful roses. So
this is the Old English Shrub Rose Collection. Now, when it comes to roses, the best roses tend to combine floriferousness.
There you go.
As in being petalicious, loads and loads of petals, but amazing fragrance. That's what all the flower shows are filled with. That's what, when you go to Chelsea and all these flower shows, those are the kinds of displays that you will see. It's beauty and fragrance, and that's exactly what you're getting in this particular collection.
And these roses, they're really full of like doubles, aren't they, many of them?
Yeah, totally. This is the style of rose that wins medals at the shows every single year. They're classy, traditional. They have the old-fashioned rose element to them, and I mean that in the best possible way.
And we mean that in terms of like the fragrances.
Totally, yeah. A result of careful breeding, which gives us vigour, low maintenance, disease resistance, completely hardy, can cope in poor soil, and super easy to plant.
And I was just thinking, and again, there are no rules, but my mum's got a country cottage garden, so something like the Abracadabra might be a bit too out there for my mum's garden. They would look superb.
Yeah.
They really would. And they're going to flower for 5-6 months of the year. They're going to come back every single year. They're fully winter hardy. They are so resilient. Roses are easy to grow. And they're all labelled. When I say labelled, they're colour coordinated. You've got the colour tags, so you know which ones are which. Working out an incredible £4 each today.
Wowza.
Right. What about a climbing rose?
Yeah, so we've got a variety of them. We showed you the lovely bright red scarlet, the Paul Scarlet climbing rose earlier. But maybe scarlet, maybe red isn't the colour for you. Maybe you want a beautiful pink one here that's actually got a little apricot tinge to it as well. Then the Compassion Rose is a really, really good one. It's got the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. It's a Harkness rose, so we know how good Harkness are. They are multi-award winning and been in business for over 180 years. This one was introduced in 1973, so this one is 51 years old.
Wow.
It's flipping old already, and it's a really nice vigorous climber, going to reach about 4 metres at ultimate growth.
And as Bex was saying, Harkness Roses, 25 gold awards at Chelsea.
Yeah,
25. They are known. They're known for their breeding. They're known to create roses that are repeat flying, disease resistant, highly resilient. And this particular rose is one that I've got my eye on. I haven't got anywhere to grow it up yet, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you need a pergola or something, don't you?
You could come and make me one, couldn't you, Bex?
Yeah, sure. I totally could. Might take me a bit longer, but I could give it a go. Don't you worry.
I do wonder whether I'm thinking I could grow one up the garage. You know, there's enough wall space, I think, at the side of the garage.
As long as you've got a decent amount of sun, absolutely.
I have.
Good 6 hours is what roses need.
Yeah, I think there is.
You'll be fine.
That would look lovely at the side of the garage.
You could put some trellis up the wall.
I could do that.
That's easy.
I'm not that useless. But I think the colour of that is beautiful, don't you?
Yeah.
Really
I like you've got
stunning.
that lovely kind of coral pink, but you've got the apricot tinge in the flower as well. That really makes it stand out. Nice, strong, sweet fragrance from that one too.
So then that one is potted in a 3-litre pot.
Yep.
Which means that it is already really well established, and you should be getting some stunning roses next May or June. Now, we've also got something really quite unusual, and I remember actually this year alone we've had several pictures of your gardens featuring this rose known as Oranges and Lemons, Papagena. And in fact, we're just having a look right now. But again, every rose is different on this one because of that jumping gene.
Yeah.
So you could even get a full orange one, couldn't you?
You could. I mean, I think the majority of the time you're going to get those
like
mixtures,
this.
but you could get a full orange or a full yellow one, and that's what we love about these particular roses. A bit like the Abracadabra, every single rose is going to be unique. Every single one is going to be different. It's a standout variety. It's definitely got that wow factor. This one has a light fragrance to it, so if strong rose fragrance is too much for you, then this might be a really good option.
Sorry, just looking at those roses, it's quite fascinating, isn't it?
It is, definitely.
Because they are all unique, they are all different. And I always think if you really want something to stand out in your garden, something really unusual, this particular rose is striking, is really, really quite unusual. And there is a freshness, isn't there, about it? Yeah, orange and lemon. I don't know. It's just like, I think it's wonderful.
I like it a lot.
I'm just wondering, what would I plant near that though? See,
I'm going to pick out the colours, maybe.
Well, I've got geums. I'm thinking that amongst the geums could look nice.
But then the orange and lemon works really nicely with purple tones as well.
I'm thinking Bell's Mauve.
So purple tones work really nicely.
Yeah. Evidently, yeah.
That's got us thinking, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's got us thinking.
Anyway, that's been really popular this year. We've got it back today as a bare root, 530 to 49. But we thank you, by the way. We've got so many of you watching right now. Thank you to each and every one of you for joining us today on our live stream. But let's remind you of some of the favourites that you might have missed earlier on, including the bromeliad. And I did buy this. Bought 3 of these this week because I thought I just love the flower, and I just want these to enhance my kind of little Mediterranean area in my garden. So they feel like a grass, but the foliage is a bit more succulent-like. So it's really quite exciting foliage. But when these flower in May, June, and you want a nice sunny, bright position, you get flowers that are literally out of this world. To me, that is extraordinary. So we are talking about the bromeliad bicolour hardy. We say hardy is about -5. Just don't put them somewhere really wet, cold and soggy. So think about them in a nice sunny, well-drained position. And these do grow little babies, little offsets, so within a few years you're going to get lots of those around your garden. 560-100. Then we brought you the Escallonia Pinkelle. This is a beauty, so fully evergreen. So lovely, beautiful, glossy leaves, really compact, and then it flowers. Normally the height of summer, but you may well get some flowers in the autumn time as well, like a second burst. You'll never get quite as many as summer, but you may well get a second flourish. Great in a pot as well and container, lightly scented, and again, a nice, bright, sunny position. 510-545. Now, in terms of value, we are doing a buy one, get one free on our cottage garden perennials. So you're going to get 24 plants. Now, contents may vary slightly, but these will be tried and tested. So, we know you're likely to get things like hollyhocks, verbena, bonariensis. You might get different types of salvia, geums in there. What else would you get? Well, foxgloves. You might get Goira that we're looking at right now, but all of them will be proven perennials in the UK that will come back every single year and just get bigger and stronger. We'll probably give you colour from May all the way through. There's one of the hollyhocks, by the way, as well. That'll give you colour from May all the way through to October time. And what I'd say is grow them on right now in pots and then plant them out next year. So just you can look after them, keep a bit more of an eye on them. But amazing value. Things like, say, salvias, all sorts in there, 200, 347. Then we brought you the really beautiful red barren grass, the Imperata. Love this one, got in my garden. It starts to, when you get the new growth in March, April, it's green, it's like really nice green. Then in the height of summer, you get the deep reds that go even more burgundy in the autumn. It flowers, you get these lovely silvery flowers as well. And it really creates the most eye-catching clumps that you could possibly imagine. It is a beauty. I mean, when you think of a lot of grasses, they look quite dull in comparison to the Imperata. And grasses are huge right now in the UK. The demand for them is massive. Great for low maintenance gardens, of course, as well. Great for gravel gardens, and very happy in pots and containers. 560-017. Now, I think the next rose collection is the best value. Just heard how many orders are coming through, by the way. Thank you so much at home. So this is the Rose Glamour collection. You've got 5 named roses. Queen Elizabeth, that we're looking at right now, Rose of the Year in the 1970s. Pascali, another award winner. Beautiful white rose. Then we have got, also in this collection, the Arthur Bell. That is one of the most well-known and respected yellow roses. It is a stunner, and it does, as it ages, it goes cream. Then we have got Queen Elizabeth Scarlet, this amazing red passionate rose. And then finally we've got very important, the Peace Rose, and this was given its name to commemorate the end of the Second World War. Again, it's a very, very important rose that carries so many messages for so many people. So you've got three of the 5 that have won Rose of the Year. Some of them have also received the RHS Award of Garden Merit, so we're talking a very, very famous collection of roses for just $14.99 or $13.49 for club members. Amazing value. I just think, Bex, the name on that is, for me, slightly wrong, because to me it's like a famous rose collection or the hero rose collection. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, because there's so many amazing varieties in there. And I love the collection of colour that you've got as well. So if you want to create so much colour in your garden, what a cost-effective way of doing that. 5 bare root roses for $14.99 or $13.49 if you're in the club. They are fantastic. And if you do something like Elaine does, which is planting your roses for a specific meaning, you know, birth of children, grandchildren, etc., then it really does have meaning for you whenever you look at them.
Oh, some more pictures have just come in from Elaine. We'll show those in a second.
Thank you, Elaine.
Then we've got a brand new rose that is so hot because this is Rose of the Year 2025. It's called You're My Everything. It has been beautifully bred. It's a hybrid tea. You're going to get big, big roses on single stems. Nice fragrance, not overpowering, so it's like a light sort of sweet, fruity fragrance. And the rose itself, like many roses do, they change as they mature. So you'll see different shades. I mean, look at that one there. That's very vibrant yellow with a little bit of orange. You've got the pinks, you've got the whites. And as the rose fully opens, it almost looks a little bit like a wild rose. So it is Rose of the Year 2025, 540 281. Abracadabra. Yeah, you want to reach out and grab this one because it is the Abracadabra. It's a really striking rose. Yellow and like a burgundy colour. Again, it's got the jumping gene, a little bit like the orange and lemon, so every rose is going to be different and unique, but it is a stunner. And again, bare roots, ready to plant right now in the UK, 53316. And then the orange and lemon is very similar in terms of every rose being unique and special, but this one is zesty, it's bright, it's vibrant. You've got oranges, you've got yellows. Some roses will be predominantly yellow, some predominantly orange. Many will have a wonderful mixture of both, and that is 530-249. And there's a really unusual rose that we have got called Black Baccarat, and this one is fascinating actually because depending on the light and where you view it from, sometimes, there you go, I mean, to me that's like a velvety chocolate, absolutely stunning, isn't it? But sometimes it will look almost pure black, sometimes it will look a little bit on the brown side, but it's dramatic, it's unusual, there's something really kind of deep about that one, and it's 530-317 for the Black Baccarat bare root rose there, just $14.99. Now we've had some lovely climbing roses. This one is the climbing rose Paul Scala. Quite a vigorous rose, so this one will get to several metres over many, many years. It will flower all summer long, so we are talking about 6 months of colour potentially, and you're just going to get clusters and clusters of these incredible scarlet red roses, like a true red there, 530-578. And don't forget, it's a great time to get your gardens ready for spring. And these are the wallflowers. It's called the Sunset Tutti Frutti Mix. 10 garden ready plants, but you get another 10 absolutely free. And these will stay beautiful in terms of the foliage throughout the winter, nice sort of like tight clumps, but in springtime, March onwards, you get these fabulous wallflowers that are highly scented, that have got colours of the sunset, so yellows and oranges, and you might even get some burgundy, sort of like purple ones in there, I should say. 410-021 at $9.99. Really good at self-seeding as well. And then finally, the best offer we've done all year on our Pansy Cool Wave, which is a buy 10 and then get another 20 absolutely free. And that's 400-967. The best performing pans we know. It cascades, it flowers for 10 months of the year. It's a brilliant, very well-bred pansy, 400-967. If you have just joined us, I appreciate some of you will have just joined us today. The offer code to get you all of the promotions is YGTV4524. That will give you all the offers today, and your free gift is the Ultimate Rose Bloom Booster, which that isn't just a good feed, well, a great feed for your roses, but all of your shrubs as well.
Yeah, it's got all of the things it needs in there for your plants to live really happily. So and it's an annual feed as well. So add that into your planting hole or top dress and just dig it into the compost around where your existing shrubs are or your existing roses, and it will do an amazing job.
But it is from our Blooming Fast brand, by the way. It's really good, really good.
Keep using your Blooming Fast next year as well. Don't worry about that, you can keep using it. And if you want a bigger bag, we do have a bigger bag available as well, but it is a free gift.
Now, we've still got some things to show you. We've got anemones, we've got some bulbs. Have we got my bulbs?
Yes, on the end. Well, those ones.
Yeah, I bought these this week. Yeah. Parrot
tulips,
yeah.
very nice.
Anyone in the group chat as well, Bex?
Yeah, and do you know what? We've had a message from Tony, and I'm going to answer this one for you, Tony.
Morning, Tony.
So he says, hey, Bex, I'm trying to sort out my plants into where I think I want them, and I was checking the Nandina I have found, and on your website, that they prefer acid soil. So does that mean I should have potted them in ericaceous compost? And I just want to clarify it. They like a slightly acidic soil, so it's not that they need to be in fully ericaceous compost at all, and they can grow quite happily just in normal compost, in normal soil. But if you want the most vigorous growth, yes, adding in a little bit of ericaceous compost will help them, but you don't need to worry too much about it.
Tony, none of mine are in acid soil.
No, mine aren't either.
And they're doing great.
We don't actually talk about it, and maybe we should talk about it when we sell Nandina in the future. But it's because they are more than happy in all types of soil. But if you really want the most vigorous growth, adding in a bit of ericaceous will help.
So that's a really good question. Yeah. But yeah, don't worry about it too much. So mine I've never had.
I haven't potted them in ericaceous. They're in pots. Oh, the one I've got, sorry, it's in a pot and it's in our premium professional compost, and it's perfectly.
But great question.
Yeah. And Elena has sent a picture of her oranges and lemons, and she says.
Ah, this is what I remember. Yeah, you sent this in June.
She's had so many comments on this rose. She absolutely loves it. And yeah, look at it. Of course, that is so beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, I like
and look at the foliage as well.
Yeah.
Lovely red tones to the foliage and then green as well. I mean, I'm assuming that's it is, isn't it?
So that's really nice to hear, Elaine, that say you actually got so many compliments for that rose. It's unusual, isn't it? Yeah. I can't believe I never bought that last year.
And good morning to Norfolk Eco. He's saying, morning everyone, sorry I'm late. It's all right, you don't have to apologise. You're fine.
It's a special day.
You can watch it back whenever you want to.
We've been really good, by the way. You've missed a lot, haven't you, Beck?
Yeah, you missed it.
We've been so good.
You missed the best bits, basically. Ruth says she got the Rose Garden collection earlier this year. Oh, Ruth, you might need to get in touch with us because you're saying only 2 survived. Then you need to get back in touch and let us know. We'll replace them. Don't worry about that.
Absolutely.
She's saying she might get a fresh set.
No.
It's winter hardy, so get in touch with our customer services.
Yeah,
they will sort that out for you.
What I would say when the golden rule when you plant bare roots is definitely soak them overnight before you plant them, and just keep on top of the watering because then you don't want to dry. I mean, I know it's unlikely if you plant them now because obviously we're heading into winter, but you can still get dry days and dry weeks. So
actually, Neil's telling you this as well, Ruth. He says,
Ruth,
see if they're covered by the Hardy guarantee. If they may, you get free replacements. Yeah, but absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway, so good morning to everybody. Good morning, Norfolk Eco. Thank you so much for all your company. We very much appreciate your comments. If you want to send any pictures, send them through to ygtv@yougarden.com. I'm just hearing how busy it is getting today. So thanks so much for all your orders.
Now coming in. That orange and lemons you've seen at Elaine's rose there. It is a stunner. It is unusual, and now is a brilliant time to plant your bare roots. Right, we have got our anemones coming up next.
Yeah.
My friend Matt calls them anemones.
Anemones? That's fine. We can have anemones. We don't mind, do we?
I think I prefer anemone though.
You were saying you were getting jealous. You were getting anemone jealousy the other day because they're looking amazing at the minute.
Anemone anxiety.
That's it.
Yeah, they are. Where I live in a little village, but so many of the houses still have anemones looking beautiful. Yeah. And I don't have a single one in my garden.
Yeah, there's so many of them that still look really, really good at this time of year. And they're great, aren't they? Because they do flower that little bit later as well. So normal flowering season is from about August into September and into October. So another one of those plants that we would talk about as being a transitional plant, one that helps us to get through when we lose all of that summer colour and we're moving into autumn. This is one that helps us transition into those autumn months. But this year, because it's particularly mild, we seem to be getting an even longer flowering season out of our anemones. You are going to get all 3 of these included in here as well. So you're getting the lovely sort of blush pink, the deeper red is what we're calling it, but it's a kind of deeper red, deeper pink, and the white one included in there as well. They have got names. Prince Heinrich,
Charlotte,
Queen Charlotte, and Whirlwind.
There you go.
And 2 of those have the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit as well.
The only one that doesn't is a Whirlwind, but that's really beautiful.
Know why.
Just so you know, this is why it's important to have great colours still in your garden right now. And anemones, many gardens still have got them looking great. Look at the weather tomorrow.
Oh, I'm getting out in the garden tomorrow. It's sun, sun, sun.
Yeah. We've got a really nice sunny day tomorrow. It's like full sunshine at the nursery tomorrow.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Right, bulb planting it is. That's my job for tomorrow.
Yeah, look.
Jim.
This is where we are, getting a hill, and look at the there tomorrow. So I'm. What?
You said, if I'm planting my bulbs in the afternoon, you'll come and film it.
So I misheard that because Beck said she was going to the gym, and I'm like, hang on, you're filming Beck's at the gym. I got completely confused.
I'm going to go gym in the morning, and then it'll be bulb planting after that.
That sounds more like it. Yeah, we'll film that bit, not the gym bit. Yeah, Bex was describing herself to me at the gym the other day. Look. Right, okay. So if you want the enemies, remember, 2 of those have won the IHS Award of Garden Merit. So big enemy names there, and they're only $9.97, and they're great, as we were saying, for late summer colour, bridging that gap as other perennials have died down. Now, we've also got the complete allium collection for you.
Oh, and on the best possible price as well.
It's
because
down
we
in
have
price.
Dropped the price on this one. It is now, is it under a tenner?
Well,
oh my word.
Go on, give us the details, Stu. $9.99.
Amazing. All right, so you're going to
10p a
get
bulb.
100 bulbs included in here. There are, I think it's 7 different varieties.
Yep.
7 different varieties included in here. What we love about alliums is that they are tall, they are sturdy, they are bright, they're colourful, they naturalise. Wildlife absolutely love them. Bees have a field day on the alliums because they're just so rich in nectar for them. You're getting the spherocephalons, the drumsticks, which are the latest flowering of them all. That's that one there. But you're also getting the Nectaris golden.
Yeah, look at this one.
Love those. Those are so unusual. You've got the nigrams and the neapolitanums, the white-coloured ones. The mollies, which are those beautiful yellow ones. The Christophies, which are those great big purple balls.
And they're like bigger than a tennis ball.
Way bigger.
Way bigger.
Way bigger. And then, of course, the classic.
The classic.
The purple sensation, which we adore.
And they're going to give you colour from about May all the way through to July, maybe even a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And some of these alliums, not all of them, but some dry really nicely and
do.
can create great indoor displays as well. So 100 bulbs. We've reduced the price. We're clearing the stock today and working out 10 pence a bulb. 63126. And also, one of our best sellers, it's the 300 bulb collection.
Yeah.
And this has been a top seller for YouGarden across the board on different platforms. But today on YGTV, we have given you the best price of $12.99. This should be £30. And do you know what? You would pay $12.99, I would say, just for maybe 2 of those, like the crocus. Oh, that's the allium, by the way. That's one of the alliums sticking there. And the drumsticks. So if you want to go for the alliums, we've got allium molly there as well. They're all available. But we've also got the 300 pack.
Yeah.
And I would say, I think just for a couple of these, you'd pay $12.99.
Totally.
Just for the, say, the tulips and the muscari, the
7
Iphiums.
varieties and about 7 months worth of colour here, because they're going to start off with the crocuses in around February, and they're going to end with the spherocephalons, those drumsticks, in around sort of late July and August time. You've got tulips, you've got muscari, you've got the dinky daffodils in the canaliculatus, they're called, only reaching about 15 centimetres in height.
They're sweet, aren't they?
I mean, they're all going to naturalise as well. Nothing more than the muscaris that we've got here, the grape hyacinths. They are just so vigorous at spreading and creating a carpet of colour. You've got different heights and different colours. It is an incredible collection.
And honestly, I know 300 sounds maybe a bit daunting, but it's not. Because a lot of the bulbs, like the crocus, the Iphiums, they're small bulbs.
Yeah, dead
so
easy.
They're not going to take ages to plant. And I'd just do a mixture. I'd put some in your beds and borders. I'd put some in pots and containers, some in hanging baskets. But the value is phenomenal.
Yep.
And every single bulb should produce a flower from, say, we're talking February time all the way through to July.
And of course, if that's the only thing you're buying, you're still going to get your pack of your Ultimate Rose Bloom Booster for you to be able to use on any of the shrubs in your garden as well. So that's worth £5. I mean, if you want to take a £5 off that price, that even works out as amazing, an even more amazing price.
So it has been a top seller for YouGarden. The value has always been incredible. Today it's the best price we've ever done, so grab that. And it's not too late. People have been asking us, oh, is it okay to plant in November? Absolutely.
I've still got loads to do, so it's all good.
I've just ordered some bulbs, some more bulbs from YouGarden this week. So absolutely fine. If it was thick snow outside, which you can sometimes get in November,
then we'd be saying no, it's too late. But it's fine at the moment.
Lovely. Now we've also got, I think this is cute, we're calling this the Rock Garden Tulip Mix.
Yeah.
Some really unusual tulips, but they're small and compact.
Small, compact, beautiful. They work gorgeously in a rock garden, absolutely.
Yeah.
A rockery would be perfect. A lot of these are only going to get to about 15 or 20 centimetres in height. Really unusual. You wouldn't necessarily look at them and go, that's a tulip.
No.
I think they do look very unusual. But yeah, you're going to get a variety of colours, flowering for you at exactly the right time, and around April time, really heralding the start of those warmer days.
They're really, really pretty. And say, small, compact, great for those little areas in your garden. And actually, some of the pots that we've had on today's show, think about...
Oh, the Torinos, they're quite nice in there.
The Torinos would be perfect for those.
Perfect, yeah, absolutely.
Because they're small. Now, we also have got something that I bought this week. So we saw these on Thursday, and I kept looking at these tulips, Bex, and I was like, ooh, like the look of those.
Yeah.
And you get a combination of what we're calling the parrot tulips and the Rip Van Winkle Narcissus there. So we're calling it frills and spills, aren't we?
Frills and spikes. But I quite like
No,
frills and
Stu
spills.
calls it frills and spills, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
It's
frills
so
and
good
spills.
But frills and spikes, you can see why, can't you? Because you get the lovely frilly petals of the
Glaze.
parrot tulips, and they are amazing. They are going to be some of the most gorgeous tulips that you'll have in your garden. But then you're getting that contrast with the spiky petals of the Rip Van Winkle daffodils, the dinky daffodils. Again, these are nice short variety, flowering at the same time as well. So these should be coming up together.
And the reason I bought these, because I looked at the price, I was like, hang on, these are not just everyday bulbs.
No.
These are really sensational. These are really unusual. You always pay premium. My supermarket, they have bags of 5 tulips for $7.99. We're going to give you 20 of the parrot tulips, 25 of the Rip Van Winkle Narcissus, £9.98, $8.98 for me because I'm a club member. But what about those tulips, eh?
I know, they are so standout and so beautiful. I mean, the colours as well. Put those all together. Don't mix those up. Don't mix them with other ones.
No.
That's my advice.
I'm putting
Just
mine
in a pot on their own.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, all together. And I'm actually putting mine in my tropical area because I think they look a bit...
Yeah.
What do you think of parrots, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Aren't
Love
they
that
amazing?
collection. Really adore that collection.
So I was a bit naughty, I bought 3 bags of these, so it's not too late to plant. What's that, Stu?
We're gonna be cheeky. Show them something on the website.
Oh, well, I've been cheeky.
Let's see it.
Go on, what?
What's the thing that everyone's ordering at the moment that we can't hold any stock of? Is it the cactus? It's the Christmas cactus, isn't it?
Hang on, I thought that they were not going to be available.
Oh, apparently they are.
Right, seriously, we've seen these on the nursery.
There's one just outside. Do you want me to get it?
Yeah, go on.
I'll grab it.
So so basically it's a tricolour cactus that is flowering. It's in bud right now, and obviously it's going to flower over Christmas. You get a pink, a white, and a red, all grown together. Christmas cactus, yes, they flower over Christmas, but do you know what? They last decades. You can even have them growing some people have them 40, 50 years, and there's a little video that Bex and I did just talking through it. We filmed this during the week. But they are the most extraordinary cactus. And what a great little Christmas gift. So you can get it on pre-order. They're going to be dispatched from the 13th. That's only a few days away, isn't it?
It's not long at all.
No. But you can use that offer code while you're buying that.
That's what you'll be getting.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. It's lovely. So you're getting 3 stems in there. Can you see there's 3 individual stems? So you've got the white one in the middle, you've got a lovely pink one on this side, and then you've got what we call red, but it's kind of a deep pink, isn't it? But you're going to get those 3 stems, all those gorgeous flowers.
And
And it flowers for ages as well, doesn't it?
Oh, the flowers, each individual flower can last 5 to 7 days.
Yeah.
But because the flowers come out in succession, several months of flowers. And it is because it's a cactus, you can forget to water it.
Oh, yes, totally drought tolerant.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, my mum's got a Christmas cactus. I think she's had it. I bet she's had it 30 odd years.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So anyway, you can be a bit cheeky and get
that in your
right
basket,
now.
definitely, because it keeps selling out. So we do shows on TikTok, and I've been trying to get it on TikTok because I do shows on TikTok from home, and I can't have it. I'm like, please can I have it on TikTok because then I can make some money. But it keeps selling out, so I can't get hold of it. So definitely grab that pre-order while we've got it.
And if you're a club member, you get obviously 10% discount as well.
Yeah.
I want that as well. So thanks for letting us know, Stu. Right, we also got our camellia for you right now. Again, if you're looking for something a little bit festive, a little bit Christmassy, it's called Yuletide, and that is the flower that it produces. It won't just produce one.
No, so many. Check it out. Okay, fat buds. But then when you look up the stem at every leaf axil, you will see bud after bud after bud, and they're just swelling to the point where they're going to open up and be that beautiful flower that you can see there.
There's loads just about to come out. They'll be out next week.
Typically flowering right the way through from, mid-November, right the way through December and into January as well. So if you could stretch to a pair of these and go for maybe the April planters to plant them in, get yourself a bag of ericaceous compost because this is an acid-loving plant, so get yourself some ericaceous. But 2 of those, the double-up deal on our April planters, an ericaceous bag of compost, and those either side of your front door will be the most festive welcome to your home.
And what I'd do, and I'm really tempted to do this myself, is plant those up, just put lots of pine cones around there. That'd look great, wouldn't it? I mean, sometimes I've used just baubles and things, but you could do a really festive display. You could even have hellebores around the base as well. But imagine your guests arriving on Christmas Day, seeing these beautiful displays outside your home. That is a really stunning camellia, isn't it?
I love it.
Really stunning. And what I really like about camellias is, yes, they look fantastic when they're flying, but they look really nice all year round.
They do.
The leaves are really glossy.
Glossy and evergreen.
And healthy. I always think they look really healthy.
Yeah, totally.
But it does need, as Bexa said, an ericaceous compost. Oh, if you want the pots, by the way, so I forgot to give you the details. So it's these are on offer. Buy one for £17.99, but for an extra £2, you can double up and go for 2 for £19.99. And they are beautiful pots. I've bought these myself. They're UV resistant, frostproof, but look at that design.
Yeah, it's going to fit into every garden scheme, and that's what I really like about these. And it's wonderful to do container gardening. If something isn't looking particularly good, you can hide it away. When it's looking good, you can bring it out. With your camellia, you're not going to need to hide it at all because that will look good all year.
But they look great in my mum's garden. She's got a country cottage garden. My garden's got a really contemporary area at the back that look great there. Yeah. And your garden, I'd say it's fairly modern, but not...
Yeah, no, I've got a whole mixture of things going on in there, so it's going to work gorgeously.
Yeah. So 136.08. Yeah, look at this particle wave. Just... trickling over the top of that one there. So if you want to double up, I know a lot of you going for those today, 136.08. But just staying with pots, the best pot we've got is a working pot. And when I say working pot, something that is practical, that will earn its place in your garden every single day, every single week, month and year. It's got to be our heavy duty pots. Our favourite products that we've ever bought. I've had mine about 15 years. I've never ever broken one. And this little video we did in my garden. These are all my pots. Some of them are a bit dirty, a bit old, but I use them for putting my compost in. I use them for all of my deadheading and weeding and gathering up my leaves, of course, as well. They're 30 litres, so they store a lot. I was just, trimming up that cordyline there, taking off the dead leaves, but you get so much in there. When you're just doing your general, leaf tidying up, this is before I got the rake, by the way. It is actually. But you can see there, so much can go in the pots. I use them to grow things in. They're a commercial growing pot. Tomatoes, raspberries. You did potatoes in these, didn't you, Bex?
Yeah, I did my tomatoes in them as well. I've currently got my blueberries planted in there. So I've got the collection of blueberries, the early, the mid, the late cropper. I've also got the pink lemonade blueberry. So I've got 4 blueberry plants in 4 different pots. I've got an apple tree planted in there, a cordyline, the prunus triloba, the cherry blossom. I've got roses planted in there as well. Sometimes I just use them as a temporary home for plants while I'm working out what I'm going to do with them. But I also use it as that general garden tidy, the trug where I keep everything in the shed, grab it whenever I'm doing a bit of gardening, bring it out, and then that's where all my cuttings go before it goes into the big bin.
And sometimes if my green bin is full, I will literally just keep things in the heavy heavy duty pots till my green bin's been emptied. They are brilliant. The reviews on our website are incredible, and you can get all 3 today for £12.99. Club members, £11.69, less than £4 a pot. And I've never ever seen a broken pot. Have you?
No, very true.
I've never seen one of those heavy-duty pots broken on the nursery, in my garden, your garden. They are the best investment you can make. And if you're trying to get your order, don't forget to over £40 to get the free delivery. Might well be worth ordering some of those
That's
as well.
That's a good way of doing it, definitely.
Right, we're just going to come back to some of the top sellers today.
One of the most fragrant.
Yeah, I wish this was in flower, actually.
I do. The fragrance you get from Philadelphus is incredible. Known as mock orange because it's a lovely, sweet citrus scent. Double blooms on there as well, so very petalicious. An easy plant too, not fussy on soil type. You know, very minimal maintenance you need on here. We should point out it is deciduous, so you know it's going to drop its leaves. It's still got some leaves on right now. Chances are when you get it home, it will drop its leaves. I don't need to worry about that. But it is a great time to get those planted right now. Right now, they can focus on root growth, root development, and then in springtime they can then focus on upwards growth, on growing above ground because they've already got a really good root structure, a good hold in the ground.
So yeah, as Beck said, if they arrive and some of the leaves are a bit on the yellow side, don't panic. It's just beginning to lose its leaves. Some of these are now, aren't they?
Yeah, but this is where you get the bargains, isn't it? This is where you get amazing value for money, because shopping just slightly, I mean, I don't even want to say it's out of season. I really don't. I don't think there is an out of season with gardening, but we're clearing some stock out, and this is where you're going to get the best deals. All 3 plants for £6.74 if you're in the club. And if you've got one of your £5 vouchers to use, you can get all 3 of those for £1.74.
I mean, that is amazing, isn't it?
I mean, come on.
And you might think, oh, 3, is that too many?
No.
A lot. So many garden designers planting 3s. It really, really works.
Yeah.
So 3 beautiful plants there for pennies, really. And also, now, this is my top recommendation today.
Yeah.
I am going to buy this. I just don't know. I just need to get my border kind of semi-ready for them. And I just don't know how many I need.
I mean, if you're going for a white theme, then you could get snow. I mean, I quite like the idea of a white-themed garden.
Yeah.
That'd be quite incredible, wouldn't
it? Yeah.
Yeah, why not? I have seen that before, actually, Stu, yes. Yeah. You could go, or just an area in your garden where it's all the white... Anyway.
There's a lady that I know called Jenny who runs a catering. She's got a massive garden, and she's got complete areas. She's got a pink garden.
Really?
Yeah. When I say pink, it's like not just the plants, it's like lots of like... Yeah,
decorations
and statues and all sorts. And then she's got a yellow garden as well.
I like that.
It's just great.
I love it.
Honestly, you just look across, it's just this like mass of pink. It's amazing. But yeah, white can look really nice.
So good, absolutely. But this has got a bit of a limey green tinge to the flowers as well. A compact plant. When it comes to hydrangeas, I mean, some can get really, really big, can't they? This one is going to stay just that little bit more compact, reaching about 80 centimetres height and spread, so somewhere close to 3 feet. So beautifully compact, work great in a decent sized pot. It needs to be a large pot, but you could keep it in a pot if you want to. But we're not compromising on flower size. Even though you're getting a compact plant, you're still going to get really densely packed, big panicles of those beautiful flowers.
And hydrangeas, they are very easy to grow, but they just like to be moist. They don't like to dry out. Never, ever let a hydrangea dry out. One of mine did in a pot. I just didn't get around to planting it, and it dried out, and literally within a day, I mean, it looked deathly. It did survive, but it pretty much lost all its leaves, and it just took it back a bit. So nice, moist, well-drained soil, and we sort of, let's say, part shade. You don't want this to be baking in midday sun. That is pretty much it. Really is. And because it's big and established, this one has already flowered. Next year, you are going to get an incredible display, and I think that'll be at its full size within probably about 3 years.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
And it is a paniculata. You've got these cone-shaped flowers. They are amazing. They do make a great cut flower as well. 5115151. I would buy several of those and have them in a big display, do a whole border potentially, but you can, of course, grow them very nicely in large pots. Just keep them well watered. And then we have got Rose of the Year 2025. Are you confused?
They might, I mean, I don't know much about the actual competition, but they must just do it before the year starts. There's no point doing it right at the end, is there? You do it for the year starting. Yeah. Right? So this has already won Rose of the Year. I love it. It's only about 8 weeks till... I know, we're not far away. It's about 8 weeks till the new year. We're not complaining.
And loads of you have gone for this because, yeah, you will be some of the very first to own the Rose of the Year 2025. I like the name as well because I think if you're giving this as a gift,
you're
my everything.
There's a couple of reasons to go for it, isn't there? Get it, be one of the first to have it in your garden because it's Rose of the Year 2025. But that name really does make this the perfect gift to give to people, doesn't it?
Well, I was thinking
Sean's going to give it to you. You're going to get one for your mum. Stu was just saying maybe I should buy one for my wife.
And I'm thinking, I'm going to plant it now for my mum, and I'll give it to her on Mother's Day. And it probably would just be coming into leaf round about there.
Yeah, perfect.
But how wonderful would that be? Maybe you've got somebody in your life that's got a summer birthday, then it'd be fabulous. We're talking about 1 metre or so, Bex?
Yeah, probably about 1 metre in height, 3 feet thereabouts, between 3 and 4 feet height and a couple of feet spread. So nice size we're talking about on here, but most importantly, look at the beauty of those flowers.
They're amazing.
That is going to be incredible. Yellowy centre, bright pink tipped edges, a lovely transition. Every day you're going to look at that and it's going to show you something different.
I'm not being funny. It wouldn't be been given Rose of the Year if it wasn't really attractive, would it? And it is a hybrid too. Essentially, we're talking about big single roses on lovely long stems. So a great rose to bring inside and have as a cut flower as well.
Yeah.
And I just think roses are such good value because they flower for so long, all summer long, and they're not difficult. Roses they like a sunny spot, but they'll tolerate most soil types. They're fully winter hardy. Modern roses are bred so well that they are typically disease resistant. It's really hard to go wrong with a rose nowadays, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, absolutely.
If you do want to go for that, brand new, and it is Rose of the Year 2025. Got some new views today.
Oh, I love it. Have you joined our club? If you're a new viewer and placing an order, the club is definitely something you want to consider joining because you get 10% discount every time you place an order. Costs just £5. The £5 lasts you for 12 months, so it's a one-off cost. It is on auto renewal. You can cancel it though, don't worry. We're not trying to tie you into anything you don't want to be part of.
And actually, you do get an email reminding you.
You do indeed, yeah, absolutely. But 10% off your first order. So today, placing your first order, you'll get a 10% discount. But then you'll get a welcome pack sent out into the post. It'll be with you within a week or so, and that contains £20 worth of YouGarden vouchers for you to use. Yeah. So 20 quid off purchases in the future.
So when you place an order right now, you can instantly save 10% just by joining the club, which is amazing. And we joined over a year ago, and we've just renewed, and it's lovely. We've saved hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and it's quite. Oh, by the way, you still get, even if we've got promotions, like we've got lots of things on promotion today, you always still get your 10% discount. So
so when we've got a saving, I'm saying 30 quid saving, you're still going to get 10% off as well. Yeah,
that's brilliant. Right, one of the best deals today has got to be the buy one get two free on our Pansy Cool Wave. So you are getting 30 plants today for £13.49 for club members, £14.99 if you're not. Just really quickly, we think the best performing pansy, it's been bred to flower 10 months of the year, and it gently sort of cascades, so brilliant. There's some in our studio right now in our potting shed, so they tumble over the edge of hanging baskets and containers. They just flower and flower and flower, and sometimes you get so many flowers you don't even see the leaves. They're that good.
And it's so minimal maintenance. A little bit of deadheading really does encourage those new flowers to come through. A lot of people grow these as annual plants, so for one season and then get rid, and you can afford that. I mean, at this price, absolutely, but they are perennial. If you trim them back in the summer months when they start to slow down, you can get them to come back next year as well.
I mean, look, we say these are garden ready. Boy, are they garden ready.
They really are.
Just look at those roots. They are really strong. Now, we're also very busy for our wallflowers, and these, what I love about wallflowers, again, they're spring flying, but you get some height with wallflowers. So you've maybe already got things like your pansies, your primroses, things that are a little bit lower down, but you get a bit of extra height with these.
Yeah, a little bit. They get to about 30 centimetres in height. You get these lovely sort of clusters of flowers on there. It's the Tutti Frutti mix, but as Shaun pointed out earlier, it's the Sunset Tutti Frutti mix. So it's a really clever colour combination. You've got oranges and yellows and ochres in there, so it gives you those lovely sunset tones, fiery shades included, a rich, sweet sweet scent that you get from these flowers as well. All you have to do is a little bit of deadheading to encourage even more of those flowers to come through. I know there's a couple of flowers on there now, slightly unusual. They shouldn't be there, but don't worry about it. Planting them now is what you need to do so that you get those flowers in March, April and May time next year. You can't plant these in spring and expect to get the same displays. This is an important one you get now so that you get those flowers then.
And if you love your daffodils and narcissus, they are going to flower at the same time. Now, very important, it is a buy one, get one free today.
Amazing.
So put it in your basket. You've got to use the code. The code, because if you are one of our new viewers, thank you for finding us, by the way, and joining. But that offer code is really special. YGTV4524. Put that in your basket before you check out, and it unlocks all the promotions, and will give you your free gift.
Yeah, so you put a pack of 10 in your basket, put the code in, another pack of 10 will appear, and you'll get your little bag of your Ultimate Rose Bloom Booster, which is not just for roses. It is for shrubs and things in your garden, high in NPK, trace elements, all those things that are going to feed your plants, and it's worth a £5 that.
So if you just want some winter bedding from us right now, we've popped in the Pansy Wave, and we've popped in the Wallflower. And at the moment, that is saying £24.98 with delivery of £6.99. So we haven't made any savings. So there's a little reminder. Do you have an offer code? Oh, yes, we do. I just heard Shaun and Beck say, YGTV4524. Apply the code, just see what happens here. So suddenly you get loads more. So you get 2 free Pansy Wave. You get a free gift at the top. And you get your free wallflowers as well. So suddenly we've got so much more. How many plants is that in total? That's 20 there, 10 there. That's 30 free plants, isn't it? Wow. Right, the only thing I want to say is you have still got a delivery cost. Now, it is £6.99 per order, but if you wanted to get rid of the delivery cost, then you just need to get your order to over £40. So you might want to go, what about compost? What about some of our wonderful pots? But if you do manage to put in an extra item, that will get your total order to over £40. Yeah, I'd go for compost today. Yeah, there you go. And that takes you to, there you go, over £40. Certainly the delivery is free. And look, this is interesting. Join our club today and save £5. So the club membership is £5. So you're evens, basically. And then if you ever come back and order, you save 10%. And you will get, you see where it says vouchers as well? So you'll get £20 worth of vouchers that you can use. So they will arrive through the post in the next few days. So it's a brilliant idea to join the club today. And that gives you an idea of just how much you can save. Right, I don't know where the time's gone today. We've only got about 10, 15 minutes left. So let's remind you of some of the absolute favourites, including this one. I'm not surprised to tell. It's called You're My Everything. It's Rose of the Year 2025. And it is the most stunning rose. Combination of pinks and whites. You've got the most incredible stamens in the centre on this one. It's a hybrid tea, so it's going to be a big single rose on a tall stem. I love the sort of the yellow in the centre, don't you, as well? Nice and fragrant, but not overpowering, so sort of like a light, sweet, fruity fragrance, and a rose that I know is going to be huge next year, but you can get it first of all. Now, it arrives as a bare root, so you just want to give it a good soak overnight, and it'll only go to about 1 metre maximum, so ideal for pots and containers as well. Now, also, some of you have been asking about this. Now, apologies. We don't have it in the studio, but we have reduced the price of the oxalis candy cane. So this is a really unusual bulb, and it does produce flowers that look a little bit like candy canes. Now, the only thing I'm going to say is it may need a little bit of winter protection. So if it's really cold and frosty, it may need that little bit of winter protection. So I'd grow it in pots myself, and that does mean if it's a bit frosty and cold, you just move it to somewhere a little bit more sheltered. But it's a really unusual one, and I don't see why you couldn't grow that indoors. If you got maybe a little conservatory, something like that, you could grow it in pots, and maybe it could flower over Christmas time if you got it planted now. 630 043 for the oxalis candy cane sorrel there. Now, we've had some incredible roses on our show today, including this climbing rose called Paul Scarlet. Quite a vigorous rose, could get to 3-4 metres, covered in red scarlet flowers all summer long. And this one is already established in a 3-litre pot. But this, I think there's nothing more attractive than a climbing rose. And that red for me is just perfect. 530 578. And then, yeah, forgot to show you this, but we're talking about white gardens. We had the white hydrangeas, the Philadelphus, but we have got a pure white rose called Iceberg. I mean, this is about as white as you can get it, actually. Occasionally in the sunlight, it may exhibit a slight pink hue, but generally speaking, it is perfect white. A stunning, stunning rose. And I always think white looks so good amongst other roses, doesn't it? It just kind of sets everything off. Been beautifully bred, so disease resistant, repeat flowering, 530 179. And then a lot of you have been buying our pots today. And if you're thinking, oh, I've still got some bulbs to plant, maybe you've just bought the Pansy Cool Wave, these little pots are ideal. And these are on a buy one, get 2 free.
Yeah, I love that. So all 3
They're great, aren't they? I know.
Just put 1 in your basket and 2 will appear as long as you use the code. They're the perfect size for changing over displays on a regular basis because it's not going to cost you a lot to do it. They've got the drainage holes, they've got little hand grips, they've got reinforcement under the rim here. They would be perfect for your dinky daffodils, for your hellebores, for your spring flowering bulbs, for the Pansy Cool Waves. There's so many things.
I was thinking that if you got the little free pack of bulbs a few weeks ago with the Muscari and the tulips.
Yeah.
And that's be perfect in those. And we've had loads of you sending pictures of you growing things like herbs in here as well. So 130 272.
Lovely. Let's keep going. Escalonia is up next. This is one of the head gardener's picks, wasn't it? Do you remember?
Yes,
he did a pick
it
of 3
was.
Escalonia, and they were smaller ones. They were in the 9cm pots, but Escalonia appeared in our head gardener's selection. And the reason he picked this, I mean, I'm speaking for him, so I don't know for sure, but I'm going to speak for him because he's not here to do it himself, is that it is evergreen, first of all. So you've got something to look at constantly all year round. But the blooms you get from it are quite beautiful. I mean, you can see, because there's still one on there, clusters of these flowers. They have sort of a lighter centre and a darker tip to them as well. And they look like panicles. They look like hydrangea panicles, don't they?
I think it's really pretty.
Loads of flowers in the summertime, sort of June, July time. Throw out a few of them, and then you often get a second flush of them around October time as well, which is why this one is still in flower.
And I mean, we've seen this on the nursery when they are in full flower in summer, and they are actually quite breathtaking.
They are.
Yeah, the flowers tend to last quite a while
They
as
do,
well.
yeah, absolutely. It's nice and compact as well. You could keep it in a pot, you could put it in a border, it'll get to about maybe 3 or 4 feet height and spread here. Really easy, not fussy and super low maintenance.
Yeah, but would appreciate that nice sunny spot.
Definitely.
And not too quick, they don't grow too fast either, these. I know my mum had one, and it moderate, I'd say.
Yeah, nice and steady growth.
Yeah, but lovely. Anyway, $9.99 today with a saving of £5.
Who snuck in the shot and stole the thunder? Yes, it was that camellia flower.
Look at that.
I saw it poking out the side there. It looks unreal. That's what I like. I mean, look at that.
I know.
Those stamens in the centre are incredible, aren't they? There's so
They're
many
huge,
of them.
aren't they?
I love them. Makes it really wildlife friendly. It's a great one for pollinators over the winter where food sources are, few and far between.
Just that in my hand there, that is it. That's a beautiful image,
It is
isn't
a
it?
beautiful flower.
Look at this.
Bright red petals too as well.
And those green leaves against the red and the yellow, that to me is perfection.
Really lives up to its name of being Yuletide. The red, the green, the classic sort of traditional Christmas colours. But of course it's flowering in winter and it's flowering around Christmas. A wonderful alternative. I've got the holly tree standards that we do here at YouGarden, and I love them. I bring them out every Christmas and they go either side of my front door. But this is a slightly different take on a festive theme.
And the fact that it flowers November, December, January, so right over the Christmas period.
Yeah,
it's
perfect.
amazing.
Perfect. Ericaceous compost.
Yes, it is an acid-loving plant, and don't think, oh, I'll just use regular compost. No,
that needs it.
It will hate you for it. Right.
The one that you bought.
I bought 3 this week, yeah.
Yeah, love it. I think You know, you can put this into various places in the garden, but the fact that Shaun's got a tropical themed area to his garden, this is going to work so beautifully in that
I
spot.
think so. And
Yeah, I agree.
I'm planting mine with my other grasses and my palms, and you know, just want to create something a little bit out of this world. And so I have grown these before, but I had them in too much shade. So although I got great foliage, I never got them to flower. So now, full sun where they are, nice well-drained soil, and I think they're going to look fantastic. I'm actually going to put them near my crocosnia. So I'm hoping they flower at the same time. So I'm going to have all the yellows and reds of the crocosnia, the height at the back,
nice.
and these at the front.
I think that's going to look really pretty.
I think so.
They're pretty tough. So we say wind hardy down to about -5. So just bear that in mind depending on where you live. You know, they can cope with minus temperatures, but if it's going to be really cold and prolonged, you might want to just think about where you're planting them. So if you are worried, just put them in a pot, and then it's easy for you to look after. But they're drought tolerant. They're super simple. They look great all year round because this is what they look like. But it's when you get those flowers in summertime that it's going to look otherworldly.
And I tell you what, the foliage is actually quite tough.
Yeah.
You know, it reminds me, it's almost like a cross between a grass and a succulent. Amazing. Right, if you want them, by the way, if you want to, on a Sunday, we don't have the call centre open, so most people obviously order online. But if you want to use the phones, you can order tomorrow. We'll be open first thing.
Yeah, just note your item numbers down, make a call tomorrow morning, but just make sure the first thing you tell the operator is that you've got an offer code. Tell them it's YGTV 4524, because then they will apply that to your order and you'll get all the discounts.
Yeah, very important.
It is.
Now, also, we've got an incredible offer on our Imperata red bloodgrass. I think I'm right in saying most popular grass we've had this year.
Yeah, probably.
It is, I'm
it's
sure
got
it
to
is.
be. Absolutely.
$9.97, not for one, but for 3 of these. And again, it's a great time to plant it. It will die back a little bit in the winter, but in March time, you're going to get loads of new fresh green growth at the base. And then in summer, that green turns to a really vibrant red, which then turns to this kind of like burgundy colour in the autumn time. But I just think it's really striking. It's really low maintenance. I think it looks great in modern gardens, in gravel gardens, but equally you can mix it up with your perennials.
Yeah,
I think so.
The contrast you get from doing that is fantastic, and I think a lot of this is why grasses are having a resurgence over the last couple of years. They've become really popular again. I think they were sort of sidelined a little bit as just being, you know, for gravel gardens and low maintenance gardens, and that's the only place you use them. But people have started to realise that actually they work in so many other places.
But also the grasses used to be boring. Now they're not.
Now they're not. They're gorgeous.
Nothing boring about that one.
Nothing at all. Plant it in a good, decent amount of sunshine to get those bright red colours.
Yeah. And then, right, I think by far the best value collection today out of all the roses, and this has been the most popular. This makes no sense to me because we've actually got 5 named varieties, including the peace rose at the bottom, which was given its name to commemorate the end of the Second World War.
Yeah.
It's a very special rose, that one, isn't it?
Love it. Peachy tones around the edge, a lovely, gorgeous yellow centre there as well. And yeah, it was awarded to delegates at the end of World War II. It's a hybrid tea, so you've got a mixture in here of floribundas and hybrid teas, but peace in there. You've got the Pascali in there, which was voted a world's favourite, which is the white one. You've got Queen Elizabeth Pink and Queen Elizabeth Red, world's favourite.
In the
both
70s,
of those,
weren't they?
I think.
No, the pink one, isn't it?
Queen Elizabeth Pink, yeah, that's right. It's the world's favourite. Arthur Bell, which has got the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, which is the one in the centre there. So award-winning, beautiful roses, and of course, excellent value for money.
But I mean, you'll know, if you know a little bit about roses, you'll know the Queen Elizabeth roses, you'll know Pascali, you will know the Arthur Bell, you'll definitely know that peace rose, which is a very important rose in history, and you're getting all 5 for $14.99. Works out £3 each. You would pay that, I reckon, for the peace rose in a pot. Well, you would do easily.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Absolutely.
And you do get your Ultimate Rose Bloom Booster with every order today. Right, really quickly, we have also got some amazing bulbs, and I've got 3 lots of these because I was a bit envious.
I made Shaun jealous.
Bex's tulips last year.
It doesn't often happen
They were
when it comes to the garden, but I actually made Shaun jealous this year.
Bex, I loved what you did because you literally just planted loads of pots with tulips, and I was like, Oh,
It looked really good. I loved it. Yeah, no, just all sat on the table outside my kitchen window, and it was
did look
beautiful.
great.
April in my garden was the best.
It
Honestly.
was.
We've
So,
got the frills and spikes in here. So you've got the frills
Look.
of the most amazing tulip parrot mix, and you've got the spikes of the dinky daffodil, the Rip Van Winkle, reaching about 15, 20 centimetres.
And I'm planting mine separately. I'm not doing them together. I think it's just be overkill. I think we're too much.
Yeah.
So,
But you could plant them together if you want.
You could, but I'm just doing my tulips separately, all in pots like you did, Bex. I've been inspired. And then the Rip Van Winkle I'm going to do separately with my pansy coolwave and things like that. But I just thought they were the most exotic, flamboyant tulips you could imagine. I just cannot wait to see them in real life.
Absolutely, I'm totally with you.
And by the way, it is a great time to plant bulbs. November is still a great month. I think October, November, the best months to plant bulbs.
Agree.
Yep. And then we have got, I thought these were cute, the Hardy Rock Garden collection, because these are miniature ones.
Miniature, yeah, about 20 centimetres in height, the majority of these, but they are just a little bit different. They're not classically what you would look at and think of as being a tulip. But yeah, you're going to get a whole mixture of those included in there, and it's a buy one, get one free. So put one pack in your basket, enter the code, another pack will go in there free of charge. God. And of course, they will come back next year. As long as you let the foliage die back down into the bulb to refeed that bulb, then you will get those displays year after year.
Now, a final few quick reminders. So, I know we bang on about it, but I'd hate you not to use the offer code because you'll spend more money and you won't get the freebies. So YGTV 4524, use that offer code and you'll get all the promotions and you'll get your free gift, which isn't just for planting roses, but all of your shrubs. It's a great all-round feed, really high in your NPK, your trace elements, and mycorrhizal, which is brilliant for developing roots. But don't forget also free postage when you spend over £40. So if you're trying to get your order to over £40, get yourself some compost.
Totally, yeah. You're always going to use it, aren't you?
Of course you are.
It's great to have a store of this, and it is our premium professional compost. It's the compost we use at the nursery. Anything we pot on, anything we grow is grown in this, and that's because, quite simply, it works.
Yeah, and we actually use this compost on the nursery for anything we grow. This year alone, we've planted up probably 150,000 bare root roses, tens and tens of thousands of ready-made hanging baskets, just to name a few. We are out of time, so Bex and I, if you've ever wondered what the nursery looks like, we're going to be in the greenhouse with houseplants on TikTok from 1:30 to 3:30.
That's right, yeah, come and join us.
Yeah, it's really good fun in there, isn't it? And Stu's going to be in there as well, the three of us in the greenhouse, and we'll be back with YGTV next Thursday at 10 in the morning.
See you very soon.
Yeah, take care, bye.